It all, this is a warning, you better avoid. Poets are paranoid, DJs destroy. Guess I came back.
That's a G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come on, she cutting it up. She bang. It's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't in our lane. Bang. I'm a high school dropout, now I'm breaking the bank. Only hit your hoe one time, I love some thing. Gang. We got sneaks in this bitch, we ain't sliding no Mustang. We ain't in a double R truck, got a big ass tank. How you find yourself tryna come up off my thing? And I never do that shit to you cause it's like, yeah. Dude, just got locked up, man, free the boy out of the chain. And I love that nigga that day, he'll catch me a break. Nigga bitch cheating on you, talk about bitch, better not do that shit. I'ma lose my shit. My nigga got a stick, I ain't even gotta say he gon' do that shit. He gon' shoot that bitch. Big ass FM, but it's there, gon' do all that shit. Got a lot of shit. I've been through bus like 10 times, I don't do all that shit. And it's crazy how a nigga came up cause I called it. Big lock on my side, take precautions. Filling my cup up with mud cause I'm ballin'. It's so crazy how I made it, I caught it. Remember when I couldn't get up in college? I'ma still hear this hawk, meaning much got mileage. Pray to my cup every night, I'm so righteous. Running from demons, I'm so tired of fighting. She must be off for something cause she wildin'. If my brother needed it, he know he got it. On the hood, by speed and running the miles. Got the G53 and I swear that bitch go bang. Every time your shit come on, she cutting it off. She bang. It's only one of me, you cannot touch my brain. You just can't. I'm with all my guys, these bitches ain't been.
Oh man, chat. Oh man, chat. It's just not looking for the Clippers, chat. But it is so crazy, chat. Like, everybody pocket watching. The NBA news has been so dead this season. A lot of NBA content creators have not been eating well this season, right? And this morning we got some news that, they just pocket watching a nigga named Kawhi Leonard. They in the niggas' pockets and something that is very, very serious, chat, right? So as y'all know, man, Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers are in serious investigation, chat. The NBA has decided they're investigating Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers for allegedly Steve Ballmer under the company called Aspiration, something like that. That's what their company called. Back in 2022, a company called Aspiration signed papers to pay Kawhi Leonard's company, KL2 Expire LLC, $7 million a year for 4 years, which is $28 million. So he was getting paid $7 million a year, right? $28 million, right? For Steve Ballmer to pay Kawhi, supposedly pay Kawhi Leonard under the table, but that's not what it was at all, right? So I want y'all to take a look at the video, and we're going to break down this video, and then we're going to get our whole thoughts on this shit, because this shit is crazy.
What we know is that NBA executives were suspicious of how Steve Ballmer's Clippers landed the most valuable free agent on the market, Kawhi Leonard. That the NBA did not find that Ballmer got Kawhi by sweetening their offer.
Mm-hmm.
But also that in March 2025, this celebrity-endorsed, multi-billion-dollar, allegedly fraudulent tree brokerage named Aspiration, which promises to clear your conscience and your emissions, they filed for bankruptcy. And this is where the clue is. What David's looking at with his glasses on is a bankruptcy filing, and there's a list of creditors. The entities to which Aspiration and all of their alleged fraudulence still owes the most money. And what I noticed is what David is noticing right now, which is that on that list of creditors, up near the top, above the Boston Red Sox, is an LLC, a tiny little company that Aspiration owes $7 million. And that LLC's name, David, is what?
KL2 Aspire LLC.
And what does it list there under manager or member name?
Kawhi Leonard.
whose NBA jersey number, just to connect all of the dots here, happens to be what?
Number 2.
So then the question is, the Aspire part of KL2 Aspire LLC, right? Because, okay, he's getting all this money, millions of dollars. What I started doing was scour the internet for any mentions of Aspiration. Any appearances, tweets, quotes, Instagram posts, anything by Kawhi Leonard endorsing Aspiration. And this was hard to find, which also might seem weird, right? Because every other celebrity Aspiration gave money to was well known. There was Drake offering a statement to Rolling Stone. There was Doc Rivers, Kawhi's own head coach. Robert Downey Jr. was cutting his commercial. That was the whole point of paying the A-list Avengers. But the grand total number of times that I found Kawhi Leonard ever publicly referencing Aspiration, 0 times.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard mentioned Aspiration. And so what I started doing was reaching out to dozens of former Aspiration employees. A grand total of 7 of them ultimately agreed to interviews, which is also how I have exclusively obtained the signed and executed document.
In consideration of the rights and benefits granted to company hereunder.
This bitch is a fucking fed, bro. This nigga is a fed, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something, chat. And this is the crazy thing that y'all niggas sitting there and accusing Steve Ballmer. Like, first of all, do y'all think Steve Ballmer is dumb enough to just risk it all? Like, if Steve Ballmer really tried to sneak Kawhi Leonard extra money, he wouldn't have done it through a company that could go bankrupt and expose everything in public records. Like, be smart enough. The Clippers had a deal with Aspiration, right? They backed off the deal because they knew that at the end of the day, Aspiration is a fucked up ass company, brother. This is not this conspire to help Kawhi Leonard. Like, if you know what, let's look at what is the premise of Aspiration. Aspiration is a green financial service company. It's basically a mix of online bank plus climate-friendly brand. So they brand market pitch is basically have people open up bank accounts and use debit or credit cards. For every purchase, the company said it will plant trees or fund carbon offsets, right? How it's tied into the sports relation is that Aspiration wanted exposure. So they signed sponsorship deals with the Clippers back in, I believe, in 2021 and 2022 as a jersey patch sponsor, right? With Kawhi Leonard's LLC for a $28 million endorsement contract. What went wrong with the company is that the company eventually went bankrupt. The U.S. investigator said Aspiration leaders ran a massive fraud scheme over $200 million. One founder of Joseph Sandberg recently pledged guilty to financial fraud. So the owner of Aspiration basically found guilty of, the company as well, right? And then that's how, all of the Kawhi Leonard's document came out through the bankruptcy filing and legal records as well. Now, this is the thing where I don't think why was Steve Ballmer? Why in the hell would Steve Ballmer get involved with a company that is going to bankrupt? Like, let's say if Steve Ballmer, you're right, yeah, Steve Ballmer, he paid Kawhi Leonard through this company under the table and shit like that, bro. You don't think all that shit would have came out, chat? Y'all don't think so this is the problem with y'all motherfuckers. Y'all niggas is quick to sit there and want to get on the internet because the NBA news is fucking dead, and y'all trying to sit there and call Kawhi a cheater. Y'all trying to sit there and call Kawhi a guy that is cheating and through the lens and all that other stuff. Y'all quit to do that. But instead of fucking doing your fucking research, brother, why the fuck would Steve Ballmer do some shit like that, brother? Why? And the Clippers, we're going to get to what the Clippers said there said, but why would Steve Ballmer come out there and do a such thing just like that, chat? Like, be honest with yourself. Quit bullshitting with yourself. Quit bullshitting with yourself and let's talk logic and let's break this shit down. It doesn't make sense. Now, this is a serious thing. This is not something to be played around, because if the Clippers are found guilty and Steve Ballmer is found guilty that Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers basically was funneling money and basically used another party to basically play Kawhi Leonard under the table is not going to look good for Kawhi Leonard. And it's not going to look good for the Clippers. But also, you got to also understand that the Clippers were a victim too. Aspiration scammed a lot of investors, not just the Clippers. Steve Ballmer and the Los Angeles Clippers were investors. The company founder already pled guilty to fraud. So the fraud was not on their side, not on Ballmer's side. And Aspiration had big sponsorship motives. They did a $300 million sponsorship deal with the Clippers in 2021. From Aspiration perspective, keeping Kawhi Leonard happy and the Clippers winning made their sponsorship more valuable. So it makes sense that the scammers themselves might use stolen money to support Kawhi Leonard deal. That's not Steve Ballmer fucking setting them up. So the way that the media is framing as if, the guy Paulo Torre making it seem like Steve Ballmer was a bad guy, make it seem like Steve Ballmer was the guy that was doing this shit. Bro, let's not do this shit, bro. Aspiration scammed everybody. Like, what are we doing here, chat? We just got to stop this lying. We just got to sit there and just stop lying, chat. We got to sit there and not lie. Because that's what people are doing, is lying. Is that Uncle Guinness going to get his? Mookie, you need to read the full story. I am reading the full story. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut your dumb ass up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. Now let's continue to hear this video.
Company will pay KL2, which is Kawhi, $28 million in cash during the term of this agreement. Company will pay KL2 $7 million each year of the term.
That is Kawhi Leonard's autograph. I convinced one very important person who worked in the finance department of Aspiration to go on tape.
And I didn't so much as discover it as I was told about it.
What was your reaction? What were you told?
My reaction was, what the fuck? And I was told, like, oh, these are the major contracts and the major players you really need to be aware of. And we went through a litany of, really, really top tier name contracts. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard, a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. And that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't, because it was to circumvent the salary cap, LOL. There was lots of LOL when things were shared.
Did you ever see proof of Kawhi Leonard marketing or endorsing Aspiration in any way?
Never, not once. The single largest payment to an individual for marketing that Aspiration ever made has completely evaded all press. It's honestly incredible. Nothing. He didn't have to do anything.
In other words, Kawhi Leonard got from Aspiration a $28 million no-show job.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm honestly so jealous. So jealous. I mean, he's got the dream. Like, it's within my beliefs to be paid $28 million and do absolutely all as well.
The Clippers, however, provided a statement on behalf of the organization and owner Steve Ballmer, which reads in part, quote, "Neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration. Any contrary assertion is provably false." End quote.
First of all, I want to ask people, because you got some dumb motherfuckers in the chat. Why? I want to tell y'all something, bro. Why would a billionaire who owns one of the biggest franchises in the world risk it all for a one-side deal that's only $28 million? So let me ask you something, chat. Do y'all really think Ballmer is dumb enough to blow up his reputation for pocket change compared to his $100 billion net worth? And let's look at it. Aspiration was already a scam company. Aspiration scammed a lot of investors. Ballmer wasn't the only one. The founder literally pled guilty. So if Aspiration was scamming everybody, does it make it more sense that Kawhi Leonard deal was part of their scheme, not Ballmer's? Huh? Real talk. And another thing too is that the deal literally said Kawhi Leonard could do nothing and still get paid, but only if he stayed with the Clippers. That's not a normal endorsement. That is salary by another name, right? So just because Steve Ballmer is rich and smart, it doesn't mean he knows the CBA front. So what I'm saying is this is that why would Steve Ballmer do such things, Chad? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, bro. It literally doesn't make sense, bro. Real talk. It doesn't make sense. How is it a fraud? Explain how it's a fraud. Why? Explain. Stop it, bro. It's not a fraud, bro. So basically, just for the people that are just now coming in here, right? So people that's just now sitting here coming out here, right? In 2022, a company named Aspiration signed papers to pay Kawhi Leonard's company KL2 Expire LLC $7 million for 4 years. That's $28 million. Who gave Aspiration big money? Reports say owner Steve Ballmer had put money into Aspiration before later the company went bankrupt. What the papers say is that the contract had line that let Kawhi Leonard say no to doing any work and still get paid. Another line set there say he only gets paid if he's only a Clipper. And did Kawhi Leonard ever promote it? A reporter looked for any ad or post where Kawhi Leonard promote Aspiration and couldn't find one. People are upset because a former worker told the reporter that the deal was to get around the NBA salary cap, which is the big money rules, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what the report is, right? The NBA is now investigating. It's crazy, chat. Make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all coming in. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy, chat. I'm not gonna lie. This shit is crazy as fuck, bro. This shit is crazy, chat. This shit is absolutely fucking crazy, bro. Real talk, bro. AM Hoop sat there and said, kind of nuts when in a league where Giannis keep his brother deployed, LeBron gets his son drafted, Luka get traded for scraps to a big franchise, and the team that traded him somehow ends up with a number one pick. But yet people want to investigate Kawhi Tree Company. That's a fact. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. The NBA don't want to go to war with this. I'm gonna tell y'all something, chat. The NBA don't want to go to war with Kawhi Leonard and fucking Steve Ballmer, bro. Steve Ballmer got so many fucking resources, bro. Like, come on. Why would Steve Ballmer do that? Steve Ballmer's worth over $100 million. $28 million to spread over 4 days pocket change, bro. Why would he risk fines, lose picks, and lose his whole entire fucking goddamn whole organization, brother? Why would he do such a thing? Why would he do such a thing, bro? In Aspiration, they had over $300 million in sponsorship with the Clippers. So it makes sense for why they want Kawhi to stay, because it make their sponsorship especially more valuable. Real talk, bro. Why would they do something? This is why I don't agree with this shit, bro. I don't agree with Pablo Torre. I don't agree with what he sat there and said. It just I just can't do this shit, bro. I just can't do this shit, bro. And this is what Gilbert Arena said earlier.
are y'all not trying to be real owners? If I'm Bomber, I don't give a what that calorie said. I don't care what it says. I am cheating. I got too much money to be on the same playing field with you broke ass. We're not in the same conference, sir. Right? You want 50 million? I'm gonna give you 45 on it. I'm gonna give you 5 on the books because I gotta force somebody else. 5 on the books, 45 under the table. Behind the scenes, don't even worry about it. I got you. You got a foundation? I got that. You got business deals? I got that. You want a percentage in what? I got that. Just go ahead and sign that. You too? How the all these people keep getting here? This motherfucker got the USA basketball team and his two of these motherfuckers own buildings downtown. How? There's gonna be investigations after investigations. Yeah. It's not like the NBA want to catch me anyway. They work for me. Huh? Adam Silver, what you want? What you want? I think this investigation says you ain't found. You want a building too?
Listen, bro. Steve Ballmer don't need to fucking goddamn go under the fucking table. And the Clippers basically sat there and said, let's see what the Clippers statement where they basically sat there and said on this shit. So the Clippers basically said neither did the Clippers nor did Steve Ballmer circumvented the salary cap. The notion that Steve invested in Aspiration in order to funnel money to Kawhi Leonard is absurd. Steve invested because Aspiration co-founder presented himself as committed to doing the right by their customers while protecting the environment after a long campaign of the market manipulation, which defrauded not only Steve, but numerous of other investors in sports team. Aspiration filed for bankruptcy. Its co-founder, Joseph Sandberg, recently pled guilty to a $243 million fraud scheme. Neither Steve nor did the Clippers had knowledge of any improper activity by Aspiration or its co-founder until after the government initiated its investigation. Aspiration was a team sponsor for the 2021 to 2022 season and the 2022 to 23 season before defaulting on its contract. There is nothing unusual up towards about the team sponsors during the endorsement deal with players on the same team. Neither Steve nor did the Clippers organization have any oversight of Kawhi's independent agreement with Aspiration. To say otherwise is a flat out wrong. Clippers take the NBA compliance extremely serious, fully respect the league rules, and welcome its investigation related to Aspiration. The Clippers will also continue to cooperate with law enforcement in an investigation into the Aspiration blatantly fraudulent activity. Thank you, Clippers, for basically coming out and spewing this fucking nonsense. Spewing this fucking disgusting nonsense that niggas trying to put out and trying to paint against us, bro. That's what they trying to fucking do. And I don't like this shit, bro. I don't like this shit, bro. I don't like this shit, dog. I don't like this shit, man. This shit's sad, bro. The Clippers had no... How the fuck is I'm wrong with it? The Clippers... Why? Let me ask you something, bro. Why would Steve Ballmer do that? The contract clause give it away. The deal literally sat there and said... I'm going to tell y'all something, chat. I'm going to tell y'all something, chat. I don't want y'all to understand this shit, bro. Steve Ballmer is worth $100 billion. Why would he risk fines, lose picks, and destroy a whole credibility of a whole franchise? Why would he do that? Why? Why would he do that, LBJ? Why would the fuck he do that, bro?
Yo, so look, Mark.
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go
Hello?
ahead.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear me? Yeah. So, bro, I was so happy when I saw that news came out, bro. I was jumping all over the place. You know, I'm having a great day today and all. So, guess what? Let me say this, right? Yo, every billionaires, bro, they do suspect shit like that, bro. It's a lot of them in the league doing the same shit, but they never get caught. You know what I'm saying? That was just, bro, the Pablo Torre dude had it right in the money, bro. The Clippers, everybody had questions when Kawhi got traded. Kawhi went to the Clippers back in 2019. Everyone knew there was special treatment. But guess what? No one ever knew how to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is with this whole thing is about Kawhi, right? So this whole thing's went because of egos. You know what I'm saying? Because the Clippers couldn't pay Kawhi the $190 million that the Toronto Raptors offered him.
What?
You know what I'm saying? The Toronto Raptors offered the Kawhi 190 millions, but the Clippers could offer him only 150 millions because of the salary cap.
What are you
know what I'm saying?
talking about?
Yeah, go look it up, nigga. Go look it up. Kawhi signed $147 million with the 3 years.
Okay, and what's your point? They didn't give Kawhi the $190 million because Kawhi took a pay cut. What are you talking about? Do y'all hear me? Like, what is this nigga talking about, bro?
Yeah, we can hear you.
But yeah, like I said there said, I mean, I don't know what the fuck is this nigga talking about, bro. At the end of the day, the contract with Aspiration, a company that ended up went bankrupt. So the bankruptcy means that all records are public. If Ballmer really wanted to sneak money to Kawhi, he would use a company that could why would he use a company that could easily expose him? Why would he use a company that can easily fucking expose his public records and all that other shit? Why would he do that, Ghost? Answer that question.
I don't know, bro. I'm looking, trying to read up as little bit as I can on this shit because it seems like it's a new development and it's under investigation. But my question would be to Ballmer, what is your connection to Aspiration? What is his connection to Aspiration?
He said that the connection of the Ballmer connection to Aspiration, they were sponsoring the team. So they were sponsoring the team. They were the reason why Ballmer.
No. What is his connection to Aspiration? I ain't say what's Aspirations to the Clippers. What is he doing for Aspiration? What has he done for them, if anything?
What do you mean? He's sponsored by Aspiration, Ghost.
No, I think you're not here to understand my question. Okay, so
he's investing in Aspiration. Hey, bro, you should fix your mic.
Oh, okay. So he's giving them money. He's giving money to them.
Yes.
Oh, that don't look good, bro. That don't look good. Okay, so let me ask you this then. Ooh, shit. Do they got Kawhi's signature on anything?
Yes.
Oh shit. Do they got Ballmer's signature on anything?
Hold on, Ghost. Let me show you this video, bro. I don't think. Did you see the video? What they said?
I think I saw. I saw. I was listening. I was eating me some salmon and some delicious ass vegetables, but I was listening, not looking. So I heard him say some stuff, but I thought I heard a signature. I didn't remember whose it was though. But it was
no,
Kawhi's
I don't think they got Kawhi's signature. I think they got Kawhi's bank statement where it showed that he had over $100 million in his bank account funded by Aspiration. So they were showing Kawhi's bank account.
All right. So here's the problem to me, because they ain't investigating the error, bro. Ballmer gave money to them. See, that's the problem right there. He gave money to them, and how that money was handled. Why was Kawhi giving money from Aspirations? For what? What did he do?
You said why was Kawhi getting money?
No, why was Kawhi getting money from Aspiration? Yeah, what was his contribution to Aspiration? That's what makes it look suspicious.
Hold on. This is what happened. Steve Ballmer put $50 million to Aspiration, a green financial company that made him one of the biggest backers in the company. Aspiration used Ballmer's money and other investor money to sign sponsorship and endorsement contracts. So, for example, they became the Clippers jersey sponsor in 2021. They signed Kawhi Leonard's company, KL2 Expired LLC, to a $28 million contract, $7 million that he was making a year. Kawhi Leonard's contract with Aspiration, Kawhi's LLC, was supposed to endorse Aspiration, meaning he promote their brand. But the contract says he could do nothing and still get paid. He only gets paid if he stay on the Clippers. He only gets paid if he's still on the Clippers roster. So in reality, Kawhi didn't do no ads, didn't promote them, didn't post them. He basically got nothing and still get paid $7 million a year.
Oh my
right?
God, this looks bad, bro.
Now
this looks bad. So you telling me Kawhi got he got I just see this thing says a no-show allegations. Damn. So he got a no-show contract with a company that's sponsored by Ballmer.
Yes.
Oh my God. And the only stipulation on the money was you must be a Clipper.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Nigga, that shit don't look good at all.
Oh my gosh, Ghost, listen, Ghost. Aspiration was a real company. So at the time, Aspiration looked legit. It had $2 billion value in other investors, not just Ballmer. So they were handing out sponsorships all over the sport. It was just
what I'm saying is a company that the guy who signs his check, Kawhi's check, dump money in an intermediary company that's paying Kawhi to do nothing but stay on the team. That's what you're looking at. That is the gist of it. If you bring this before the law, that's what anybody who's an advocate, an adversary of the Clippers is gonna say. Bruh, you gave them money, an intermediary company who signed a contract with Kawhi that as long as he's on the team, he's gonna get paid money. Bruh, that shit don't look good.
What do you mean it don't look good? First of all,
because that's the definition. That's almost a textbook definition of circumventing the salary cap, bro.
No. Ghost down. Ballmer wasn't the only investor, Ghost. That's the thing that you're missing. Aspiration raised hundreds of $1 million. That's because Ballmer put money doesn't mean that he control who they sign deals with, bro. Unless they have proof. And he said that pay
the problem is, the problem is he ain't got to do his. Why did he get the money is the problem. Why if I'm Aspirations, why am I paying you, Kawhi, to do what? If it was to show up for a damn picture taking thing, he clean. If it was to endorse a shoe or just walk through the goddamn car wash one day, then he good. Nigga, to stay on the team is the stipulation. That don't look good.
But goes. This is the thing. Aspiration was trying to be seen as an eco-friendly bank of the future. To be able to grow fast, and to be able to sign big sports partnerships to patch deals with the Clippers and sign big time players as well, right? For them, Kawhi's name equals the credibility. So even if he didn't do ads, just him being tied to them gave them status. They want him to be the face of the sustainability, even though that he didn't even show up. So that's why they went to go sign Kawhi. That's the reason why they went to go get Kawhi.
If they had to remove this one statement, you ain't got to be on the team to get this money, they may have a leg to stand on. Because there is a stipulation, he only received this money while he is a Clipper, bro. That is a smoking fucking gun. They're gonna have to. I don't know how they're gonna explain that, bro. I don't know how they're gonna explain it.
Explain what?
That he gets this money as long as he's a Clipper. You can tell me how to explain that shit, and maybe
I'm gonna tell you how they're gonna explain it. All they can sit there and say is that that Kawhi Leonard is on the Los Angeles Clippers. He's the face of the Los Angeles Clippers, and you got a big time investor in Steve Ballmer who is investing money to the organization as well. So if you leave that organization, we have no ties to you because our loyalty and our connection is connected to Steve Ballmer and the Los Angeles Clippers.
Man, do you know how incriminating that sounds? If you leave my organization, the money that I promised you to do nothing, you don't get it. You no longer get it. Bro, yeah. They're gonna have to come up. They're gonna have to. I don't know how you're gonna get out of this one because he gave them money. I'm talking about Ballmer. He gave them money. If he had no connection to them, wouldn't be no problem. If he had no connection to Aspiration, then there wouldn't be a problem because Aspiration can give him whatever the fuck they want to give him, and they can say any kind of thing they want to say. But because there is a direct connection between the owner who gave money to that company, who's also giving money to Kawhi only under the stipulation of that you must be a Clipper, that shit look incriminating as hell.
Man, welcome to the Rain.
What up?
Who that? That ticket.
Nigga, who you think talking like that?
Well, boy? Nigga, put that G on my name, nigga. What's up, bro?
Hey, Mook, man, I gotta agree with Ghost, man. This shit ain't looking right, man. You nigga, everybody talk about LeBron. If this was LeBron, they'll be destroying LeBron, bro. But y'all ain't giving Kawhi that same energy, man.
Hold on.
Looking good, Mookie.
You
Mookie,
think
they got a federal investigation going on in that company right now.
But come on, Tigger, why in the hell was Steve Ballmer?
Because
why would Steve Ballmer sit there and he's $1 billion man?
Mookie, this what the rich and the powerful do. But this what the rich and powerful do. See, here's the one thing you gotta look at. LeBron James, he always pushing for the max of his money. That hurts his team. But then okay, damn, they can't get all these other guys they want because they didn't get all the bread. Kawhi, he took a pay cut like that. Let's think about this shit now. When he can get all the money he wanted, the nigga left Toronto. Toronto gave him a full 5-year max. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go take a 4-year deal. With his injuries. And they put out all this information he allegedly was asking for. Uncle Dennis was asking for all kind of perks, bro. Bro, this been out there about this dude, bro. So the Clippers being in the situation they were in, you don't think they would do that? Bro, they traded Shea and all those other picks and everything else for Paul George because he wanted it. Think about this, bro. So I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them, man. And listen, when the NBA come down with this, because you know, and listen, here's another thing. Why Steve Ballmer ain't immediately come out and say he's suing Pablo Torre?
The Clippers came out with a statement sitting there saying they have no wrongdoing.
No. I ain't talking about that. A case like this, you would immediately be filing a lawsuit against a dude like that because that right there could destroy the Clippers. They can actually get the owner up out of here for something like that, bro.
They gonna sue him.
I'm saying they can get the owner up out of here. Hold on. He pulled paperwork. Hold on. He pulled paperwork up though, Mookie.
Yeah, he pulled paperwork of Kawhi Leonard getting that 7-year $1 million deal, $28 million.
And not doing nothing for it. And he also showed damning evidence of his claims.
This right. If they say, hold on, is this true? Did they say he would only get this money as long as he's a Clipper?
Come on now, that's it,
bro. So that's just damning as hell, bro. I'm sorry, that's damning right there.
And goes down. Here's why it's so bad. And Mook got to understand this, because it's cheating. Because here's what it's doing. It's okay. We gonna not put this under the cap so we can sign all these other players and get you all this other help when these other teams can't get it. Remember, Draymond was out here crying 2 months ago about how the cap has killed them not being able to get no more help.
Yeah, I can't see how they're gonna wiggle out of that one, move. Because basically, if it was all about the money, just giving it to Kawhi because of who he is, aspiration, and all that shit, you don't put that stipulation in there.
Ghost Town, that's flat
he
out
must be a
cheating,
Clipper.
bro.
Yeah, that's circumventing.
Ghost Town, they always talk about how LeBron James owns something, right? But this is another form of flat out cheating. If you cheating to cook the books on teams to where you can get an advantage and get more players because you have more money available to go get these players, think about all the moves the Clippers been able to make.
Yeah, that's like getting an extra 2 or 3 players.
Yeah, but come on, bro.
But it's mid-level.
Hold on. But
the fact they want to go ahead.
But the point I'm sitting there saying this is that Steve Ballmer is worth over $100 billion.
That's the point, Mookie.
So 28 spread over 4 years is pocket change him. So why would he risk fines, lose picks for a fucking small business that
he's trying to because he's trying to come in the league and make a splash. He has the money to get it done. Mookie, I wouldn't trust none of these owners, bro. Bro, listen, I don't trust that cat.
What are you talking about?
Looked like it was poorly executed. What it looked like.
It wasn't poorly executed. It was that somebody whispered and somebody on the inside whistleblowed. That dude that Pablo Torre had that was inside that company, he whistleblowed. And what's going to happen is the FBI is going to investigate and question them same guys. And when they go look at that company, remember, Doc Rivers was part of that company. Doc Rivers was out here doing work for them. It was other people that was a part of that company that was getting paid by that company that was doing work. Kawhi Leonard was the only one that wasn't doing shit. And then they had other paperwork behind that. Yeah, he never tweeted, never did nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the contract with Aspiration, a company that ended up with bankrupt. So if Steve Ballmer will be dumb enough to sit there and put all his money into a company, so say if he is paying Kawhi Leonard under the table, Just say that he's fumbling $28 million to quietly on the table over a small company. It would be dumb because that's why I sat there and said all the paperwork, all that shit would have came to
No, it was not. It wouldn't have been
Yes.
dumb because they didn't. Hold on, they didn't know somebody was going to turn and whistleblow on them. They would have got away with it if the dude didn't turn around and whistleblow. They would have got away with it.
No,
No. It took a
Steve Ballmer is not the only
snitch.
investor though.
You're not listening. No. I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying it was a snitch in that situation. The dude they came and he had talked to him. That dude was working with that company. It was a snitch. Somebody got mad and snitched and ratted out Kawhi's situation and gave them paperwork to prove it. Somebody went to that dude and snitched. He whistleblowed. Period. That dude that was in that company that went to Pablo Torres, he snitched. He whistleblowed. He went to Pablo and told him, bro, I got something big for you.
Yeah, but that's why I sat there and said, yeah.
So when when you say that, remember, they're under federal investigation. This ain't no joke. When the feds get involved, nigga, this criminal type shit. Now I ain't talking about with Kawhi. Kawhi's situation is not going to be criminal. His situation is going to be league-wide. So they're going to hit the Clippers hard with a punishment if they found guilty, which I think they will be. They're going to hit them with a harsh punishment, bro. And they may terminate Kawhi's contract off this. You know what I'm saying? Because you know other teams are going to pile on. They're going to pile on if this dude found guilty.
But that's why I'm saying, like, Ballmer, if y'all look at Steve Ballmer, what he basically did is he invested in Aspiration deal. Like if y'all know what the premise of the Aspiration deal, it was $1 billion. It was hyped up to be $1 billion green company. A lot of rich people felt for it. It was just not him. So when you look at Aspiration, they turned around and sponsored Clippers plus signed Kawhi. That was their choice. Unless there's proof that Ballmer ordered it and that would make the business like overlap. Why would $100 billion man, and this is the thing that nobody has answered this shit, go sign and answer this ticket is it. Why would $100 billion man risk everything for $28 million, bro?
Well, I kind of did that answer. I told you because I think it was poorly executed, bro. I think that he wanted to give Kawhi the money that he wanted, the 28 or whatever, and he was gonna give up $50 million to have somebody else just go look, get $20 million. Go set this shit up. I'm gonna stand away from this. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Y'all go get it done. But it was poorly executed.
But Ghost, why would he risk it on a small company though, Ghost? Why would he do it for a small? Why would he do it on a small, unreliable ass company, Ghost? That doesn't make sense, bro.
It looked poorly executed. It looks like
but why would a
shell company, bro? It looked like a shell company to me.
Ghost, why would a business owner do that? Like why? It doesn't make sense. Why would Steve Ballmer sit there and say, okay, I'm going to pay Kawhi? Because if I'm going to pay Kawhi under the table, I'm not going to pay him through a company that I know they're going to risk to be going bankrupt. Why would I do that? It doesn't make sense. Why would I sit there? Why would I
execute it?
But
shit, nigga, it's poorly executed, bro. People mess up. Don't you know that mess up business deals like this all the time?
But that's just not logic, those.
I'm just telling you, white folks mess up. White folks mess up deals like this all the time, bro. This ain't no new shit. You act like these motherfuckers really know what they be doing half the time.
Bro, Steve Ballmer is $100 billion. I don't think Steve Ballmer is that fucking stupid, bro. Steve Ballmer is not that fucking stupid, brother, to do some dumb shit like this, bro. Come on, brother.
Well, he don't have to be. I guarantee the bookkeeper who he put that $50 million hand in is stupid as hell. That's my point. He don't have to be stupid. What the name? The people that's working for him is stupid. That's who did it. That's why I said it was poorly executed, bro. This shit, this don't look good. I mean, the feds, if they are involved, you know they don't miss. I don't think they would have got involved in some shit they're gonna miss on because they usually don't.
Mark Cuban says something that I 100% agree with. Mark Cuban, the reporter for you know Mark Cuban, right?
Oh, of course we know Mark, bro. Everybody know Mark.
You don't know Mark, but this is what Mark Cuban.
Okay, we know who he is. I don't know him personally, but go ahead.
No, I said, do you know him personally?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know Mark Cuban.
All right, this is what Mark Cuban. He said, as much as I wish they circumvented the salary cap, first, Steve Ballmer is not that dumb. If he tried to feed Kawhi the money, knowing that it was a stake for him personally and his team to do, you think that he would let the company go bankrupt, knowing that all the creditors will be visible to the world. They got scammed by Aspiration, along with many other crimes in which they pleaded guilty last week. Scammers do scammy things. They did a $300 million sponsorship deal with the Clippers in 2021. That's a huge deal. The better the team does, the more value the sponsorship has. It actually makes perfect sense that if they stole the money from the investors and want the Clippers to succeed, why not give them stolen money to help keep their best player? Makes sense. And
you're working on the assumption that the only reason Aspiration came into business was to funnel or be a front for the Clippers or any kind of things that they want to do on the table. You making that assumption, and I think in error. I think it was a poorly ran company. The skill, whatever they tried to do, this little scheme that they tried to pay him on the table was poorly executed. And for one, you just don't put that kind of shit in writing, bro. If you say you got to be on the team to get this money, dude, that's just like saying you trying to circumvent the damn salary cap. I'm sorry, that's damning as hell to me. That part right there, that you got to be on the team.
That's not that they did that shit in order for them to keep their sponsorship with the Clippers. Like, you don't understand that, bro.
No. I hear what you're saying. You telling me that Aspiration's got a reason to work with Ballmer, right? You telling me because they're incentivized to stay with this team because they want to stay a sponsor or they want him to continue to sponsor them. Okay, so then they turn around and write Kawhi a check that says as long as you on the team, you'll keep getting these checks, bro. Ain't nobody in their right sense sitting in the side of a courtroom gonna turn around and hear that evidence and say that ain't extra salary. Ain't nobody gonna say that unless you Kawhi's sister, who's a criminal already. Other than that, everybody else gonna look at this shit like, real. That's another payment, bro.
No, but that's why I sat there and said, why would Steve Ballmer get involved in that? It just doesn't make logical sense.
Because he ain't got smart people. He didn't get involved in it. His bookkeeper, you think he did the shit? No, somebody else did it. Set it up poorly.
No, I disagree.
But he the leader. I mean, Buck stock at top. So because he's the leader, he gonna answer to it. But bro, this looked like that was just a poorly executed under the table payment that ain't gonna stand in court because it's directly tied to both parties. There's no way for the liability don't work here.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, Ghost. This happens to every fucking team, bro.
Huh?
Why do you think? Yes, this happened to every team. How the fuck did Jalen Brunson decided to take $50-60 million less? You're telling me he's not getting paid under the table?
Wait. You give me drop the news, goddamn.
Last year, Jalen Brunson signed a contract extension. A contract extension with the goddamn New York Knicks, and he was set to make over $300 million, and he took what I think $40-50 million less to come play with the New York Knicks Ghost Town.
Okay, and so now, and where did he get? If he was trying to get back to 300, where did he get the 60 million from? Where are the other 60 million?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, but in this case, we do know, right? In this case, we do know that money where it came from is this Aspiration, and what we also know is that it was only going to go to Kawhi as long as he was a Clipper, not because he did something for them. The thing he's doing, because it's in the contract, stay a Clipper. The money is yours as long as you stay a Clipper. That's what's going to put his ass. That's what's damning him right there. If they said anything, walk through the car wash for you can get $28 million. Go over there and stand next to that billboard. You can get 28. That's not what they said. They said stay a Clipper. Those are the stipulations of the 28 million.
Ghost, the bottom line is this, Ghost Town, bro. Kawhi Leonard took an endorsement. Ballmer made an investment. Aspiration was the fraud.
Endorsement to do what, Mookie? You keep saying he took an endorsement to do what?
The sponsor, the Clippers, got them.
No, Kawhi took a check from Aspiration to do what?
What?
What did Kawhi do to get 28 million from Aspirations? What was his job?
He was part of the team.
Exactly. Guilty. That's that's the smoking gun right there. That stipulation in the contract. Remain a member of the team. That's what's gonna nail their asses to the wall.
No, it's not.
If he was asked to do anything else, you can say it wasn't a contract for to be a part of the Clippers. If you had to say, I told you, go walk through the car wash, go stand over there by the billboard, hold his baby.
Hey, hold on, talking about Aaron. Your mama is tap dancing when she sucked dick 24/7. Get your bitch ass out of here. Now, like I sat there and said, listen, I don't. There's no suspicious reason why people.
Hey man, I gotta say
Like,
this.
you lucky I had a phone call. I'll come back and cook. Y'all heard Ghost Town cookie your ass, dog. But
How was he? He didn't say it.
Mookie, you delusional, dog. Like, bro, it's the writings on the wall, man. And Ghost Town, this is the thing I hate. You know how much we cook LeBron, right? If this was LeBron, Mookie and nigga would have no question about going in.
With this much evidence, shit, that nigga be in jail, bro.
The stir fry would be unbelievable, Mookie. I mean, Ghost, I even heard people blaming LeBron for this. He ain't even got nothing to do with this. I seen people blaming LeBron James.
It is LeBron fault.
No.
How the hell that happened, bro?
Hold on. This don't benefit LeBron at all because LeBron James, Kawhi, and the Clippers are not a threat to LeBron James.
So why they investigate? Hold on. Why they investigate LeBron James getting Anthony Davis, nigga? Why they investigate? Why they investigate LeBron James?
Listen what I'm saying to you.
Anthony Davis, who sat there with a.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Why they investigate that shit, bro?
Hold on, but listen what I'm saying to you. Me and you, we agree on things about Clutch. I don't disagree with you on that. I'm saying this. There was an internal whistleblower in this case. This wasn't a different team that did this. The dude that went on Pablo Torre's show, he works for that company.
Oh, shit.
He the one that's told. That's why I try to tell you. They got a federal investigation going on in that company.
Let me ticket. Why the fuck would I trust any nigga that's
because
why would I trust any nigga that's working with Pablo Torre and that company already
Pablo Torre? He didn't work. Hold on. He's not working with Pablo Torre. This is what you got to understand, bro. First of all, outside of the NBA, that company is being investigated by the feds right now.
Yes.
Okay, you remember the FTX company? I forget the name that got.
That's it. It's FTX, bro. Yeah.
No, FTX.
Crypto.
You remember that? They had an investigation busted. Hold on. So this company is under federal investigation. This other company that been dealing with the Clippers. Mookie, this is what you can't do. You can't have and you saying, oh, why would Steve Ballmer do this? Because it's an easy, quick way to put money if you're trying to do something under the table. Because he can't hold on. He can't have any of the money traced from his accounts. So
why would he do it to a company that is not moving?
Listen, Mookie, listen, bro. Listen what I'm telling you. Listen, bro.
Sense.
Mookie, listen. Everything, it does make sense. Everything's gonna be put out here in the next couple of days. Because you know they have the top investigators and they had the FBI investigating the situation. So they're gonna have the top investigators break down everything that happened when they come out with their report. All Pablo Torres did was he got a tip. This is what I believe he got. He got a tip from somebody who was working for that company. And they told him everything to look for. This nigga put up the paperwork and showed you. He showed you the paperwork, bro. Let me tell you something, Mookie. You're not getting endorsement with no company where they saying we're going to pay you $28 million. You ain't got to do a damn thing to promote us. That's never happening.
Yeah, they got to do something for that endorsement.
You have to do something.
His line will stay on the team, bro. That's damning, bro.
But go down. But check this out. Here's the most damning part. They had Doc Rivers. They had other people that was a part of the organization. But these people were actually doing promotional events. They were actually doing
you have to answer the question. Why would fucking Steve Ballmer sneak money?
Because listen.
Why would he let? No.
I'm trying to tell you why.
You're not listening to the question. Why would he let the company collapse and go to bankrupt?
He doesn't because he can't He cannot personally because he can't personally shift his funds to that because then that would tip everybody off. If he was to go financially save them, now everybody would come looking at them. No, let me say this to you again, Mookie. Nobody would be talking about this if it wasn't for an internal personal leak.
You got a point. You kind of got a point, bro. It does sound like it was leaked. This right here.
Hold on. Ghost Town. It don't sound like it. Mookie played on the video. The dude told Pablo Torres that was in the company what was going on.
Yeah.
That's why he hit his. That's why he hit his identity. And Mookie, how much money you want to bet the same dude, these same people are the ones talking to the feds about what's going on in that company, bro? They're the same whistleblowers. This is the only way. no other team in the league knew about this. Nobody else could find out. It had to be somebody on the inside. And that dude went on the dude's show and he told it. If you play that part, Mookie, you'll hear everything he was saying. He the one that guided dude to all the paperwork to show what he was saying. It was linked to this. Now, here's the devious part about this. Kawhi's history. Kawhi Leonard has a history with his uncle of trying to get perks out of teams. Illegal perks.
Which
Things
every
that teams
superstar
legally-
does.
No, that's not true. Hold on. That's not
I don't know
true.
about that one,
That
bro.
is not. Hold on,
Every
Mookie. Hold on,
superstar gets
Mookie. Let me say this to you. Hold on,
superstar
Mookie.
perks.
Mookie, that is not. Hold on, Mookie. Let me say this to you. That is not true. Do some of them
That
do it?
is true.
Yes. Hold on, Mookie. You just said. Hold on. You just said everyone. That's not true.
Every
Here's what I'm
top
saying to you.
superstar
Hold on,
gets
Mookie.
superstar perks.
Nobody ever. Hold on, Mookie. No teams ever came out leaking information that somebody's uncle went in a meeting demanding private jets, part
That's
ownership in
what every
companies.
superstar
Team
No.
ownership.
I'm saying to you, hold on. But Mookie, I'm asking you, hold on, Mookie. Name a superstar where they reported that in the meetings they demanded all these extra perks.
Just because they're not reporting that, that don't mean that every superstar has
but hold
an
on,
ask
move.
for the top commodity because
Hold on,
you are the star player.
move. Listen what I'm saying to you, dog. His own teams, the teams he was dealing with, was saying this. The Toronto Raptors, all these old teams, they had no. Hold on, move. They had no. Hold on. And here's why it's a problem. I'm gonna tell you why it's a problem. Because it's not legal across the league. Now, me and you, we agree on one thing. I believe. Wait, let me tell you. I agree with you on one thing. A team should be able to do whatever they want to do for their player outside of basketball. I agree, but it's against the league rules. Why? Because now this is what happens. Now I can just tell a dude, if I can do any kind of perks, I can tell a dude, look, I'm gonna get you 5 Bentleys, cars, houses, all this, and you take a lower contract. I'm gonna pay your rent and everything like that. That way we can stack the deck and put all these players under the cap and win a championship. Then what you do is you get all these players coming in for cheap. So you're cheating the cap rules, but they're getting all kind of perks when other teams don't get to actually be able to operate because they don't have the same money you have. To pay, all these other owners don't have the same money Steve Ballmer has to do that. So Steve Ballmer, that's why the rules are the way they are. You have to operate under that cap. Me personally, I wouldn't care what you give a person outside the team, but you have to operate within the cap. But it makes it, that's the tricky part. So what I'm saying to you is this. The reason why it's cheating and it's so bad is because if they come back and find out this is proven true, it's going to destroy Steve Ballmer and Kawhi's reputation. Here's why. Because it's going to say, hey, man, they did this to give themselves a cheating opportunity to build a better team than everybody else. And listen, here's the thing. If anybody else was doing something and Steve Ballmer and them knew, they'll blow the whistle on their ass too and bring all of them down. Because the owners, they're going to go hard on this dude about this shit. Why? Because a lot of these owners got to play by the rules. You saw what happened to Joe Smith. You seen all the shit they took away from. They took like 5 first-round draft picks away from that team and did all this other shit to him. They destroyed that team for a while because Joe Smith was out here taking $1.5 million deals and they promised him $85 million after. Make it make sense. And this nigga's a #1 overall pick. So that's what I'm saying to you. Like, if that's the case, you look at it. Damn. You look at. Hold on. You look at it. Hold on one second. You look at it like.
Hold on. But what I'm saying is this: is that the whole point? The NBA, every team has gave their stars.
That's not true, bro.
Super special treatment. Now, if
that's
you go,
hold on. What are you saying?
I'm talking about special treatments as if you're getting private jets. You're getting
no. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is. Every star has got it.
Hey, move. Hold on, move.
Ticket.
Every star. Move. I have to say this to you. I have to say this to you. Name one. Hold on. Name one team. Hold on. Name one team that did that.
One team that's done it. LeBron and the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Lakers did not do that. Hold on. The Lakers. Hold on. Let me say this to you. That's a lie, Mook, and I wouldn't say that on air because you can put yourself in a situation with a lawsuit.
Yeah,
Let me say
not want to do that.
The Lakers infamously were one of the most cheapest teams in the NBA. They are one of the most richest history teams. Hold on,
What that has to do with the Lakers giving LeBron James?
Hold on, Mook. You're not listening. Mook, you're not listening. Mook, if that was the case, they would have did all that shit for Kawhi when he wanted it, when he went over there and met with the Lakers. The Lakers couldn't do it for him. Go read the reports about how Uncle Dennis allegedly. Hold on, listen. Go read the reports about how Uncle Dennis allegedly went to them and wanted private jets, all of these other perks. And the Lakers told him, nah, we can't do that. They went to the Clippers, and apparently they got with it. This man was living in San Diego, playing in LA. Then, check it out. Then we hearing that he getting alleged apartments across the street from the arena when they was at Staples. When they was at the crypto with the Lakers. We hearing all these other things that was being whispered that Steve Ballmer was doing. Get this man his own goddamn whole locker room before the games and shit. All this, now that stuff like that, that's cool. But we hearing all these other perks that Kawhi was getting, and all these other things he was being able to get away. Hold on, he was being able to get away with.
Check this out, bro. Check this out, bro. I'm reading up on that old Kawhi stuff with Uncle Dennis in Toronto. Bro, your boy in trouble, bro. In that shit, it said they wanted part ownership of the team. He wanted a private plane. And this right here, about to send that nigga to prison. He wanted guaranteed amount of off the court endorsement money. What in the hell did this sound like?
Hold on, where you get that?
I'm just
reading it off. Hold on.
No, I'm asking you.
I'm gonna send you
the athletic, bro.
I'm gonna send you the articles. I'm gonna send you the articles. They reported.
When that report came out,
it came out back then. Hold on.
The athletic.
One report came out July the 10th, 2019. One report came out then, right after Kawhi Leonard decided to go to the Clippers.
Let me respond. Hold on. Let me respond to what Ticket said. First of all, Ticket, every superstar player gets perks.
That's not true. That's not true, bro. That's not true. That's not true. Hold on.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
When you say
every superstar player,
when you say perks, hold on.
Every superstar player gets perks, and what I mean perks is that they get special treatment for their team. So if this means
hold on. If it means clarify what you said, then hold on, move. Clarify what you said, because there's different types of. Okay, when you say perks, okay, they may say, hey man, you ain't got to practice today, bro. Hey, you can fly
that's
first.
what I'm saying.
No. But hold on, we're not talking about that with Kawhi. What we're saying is
that's what they want.
What we're saying is that Kawhi's team was asking for part ownership in teams. They were asking for special types of sponsorships. They were asking for private jets, nigga. They were asking for all of these different things. Now, other players ain't getting that type of shit.
LeBron is not getting private jets.
No. Hold on.
SGA not getting private jets.
Hold on. Let me say this to you. No. Let me say this to you. No, because if you remember, the perks LeBron was. Hold on. Let me finish. The perks LeBron was getting was they was allowing his boys to fly on a team plane. And then Pat Riley stopped that. That's why LeBron James left from Miami. I'm talking about because he went. Hold on. So when you were in Cleveland, hold on. So let's go to Cleveland. When they were in Cleveland, they would let his boys ride on the team plane with the team, not have your own private jets. No, your boys can all come on the team plane, all this other stuff. Those are perks that didn't give competitive advantages like financial outputs. So when he went to Pat Riley in the Miami Heat, and Pat Riley was like, nah, we don't do that here. We don't let your boys come on the plane. All that stuff, that pushed him away. Like, okay, those are different type of things. What we're talking about with Kawhi is, bro, we're talking about financial perks that would help undermine the salary cap, nigga, to give competitive advantages.
Hold on. I'm not saying every superstar gets that. I'm just saying that when you're talking about Kawhi and the things that he asked for what every superstar asked for.
That's not true. Hold on. It has never been reported. Hold on. It has never been reported. Show me one report. Show me one report where it's been reported that a superstar went to a meeting and asked for private jets. The only nigga we've heard about that in NBA history is Kawhi Leonard.
No, that's not true.
Hey, Mookie, your boy look bad.
Hold on. Pull up the article right now on the other player that asked for it in the meeting. Pull it up right now.
And the bad part is though, Mookie, the story read like this: when he left the Lakers, or when he was courted by the Lakers, that Lakers said he asked for some shit that was illegal.
Damn right. It was. Hold on. That was in the report.
They said he asked for something illegal. Hey, chat. Let me go cook chicken right quick. Easy work.
Go ahead. Let's get it.
Let me go easily cook chicken right quick.
Let's get it.
Okay. Let's see right here. Jimmy Butler, he wanted private flight, skip multiple shoot arounds. NBA Insider. Hold on. Put your legs in that back. Hold on.
He wanted. Did they give it to him?
Yeah, yes. He asked for it. You say that.
No, I didn't ask you that. No, I didn't say that. Hold on.
That's
I'm
what you
saying.
said.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on.
You sat there and said that you literally just sat there and said, name me an example where a superstar asked for special treatments. NBA insider Jake Fisher reported that Jimmy Butler had reported instances of skipping Miami Heat morning shoot around and requests to have private flights instead of traveling on the Miami Heat charter plane. That is a superstar that is asking for special things.
Hold on. So let's get to that. That was reported widely, right?
The same thing why I was reported.
Hold on. Stop. Wait 1 second, Mookie. That was reported widely, right? That was in Bleacher Report. I remember that report.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. He didn't get that. They're saying Kawhi Leonard.
That's the same thing for Kawhi.
No, that's not the same thing. Hold on. Them putting it out there telling you. Hold on. Mookie. Let me say this to you, Mookie. That's two completely different things of you asking for something and not getting it, or getting something that gives you.
Did Kawhi ask for things for the Lakers?
You're not listening. Hold on. You're not listening, Mookie. You're not listening to what I'm saying to you, bro. What I'm saying to you is this: they got Kawhi Leonard on paperwork, nigga, getting $28 million to do nothing, nigga.
I understand. Hold on, ticket. I understand that, but my point is to sit here and say is that Kawhi and Uncle Dennis asked for those things for Jenny Bus. They asked for private jets. They asked for different shit that.
So they asked for part. They asked for part ownership.
Okay, that's fine. They asked.
So what? So hold on. So all I'm saying to you is this. Hold on.
Let's get this clear.
And the Lakers told them no, right?
Ticket. Just get this clear. Just because they asked for those things, that don't mean that a ownership or anybody's supposed to respond or
no. But it was said that they told them no.
Just because Jimmy Butler asked. Hold on. Ticket. You gotta let me talk, bro. You gotta let me talk. I'll let you talk. Let me talk. My point is to sit here and say this. Just because Kawhi Leonard asked Jeannie Buss and the Los Angeles Lakers for all those egregious things that she was not going to respond to her demands, that don't mean that an organization, a company is supposed to give him, right? Jimmy Butler, other superstar, asked for outrageous perks and stuff like that. Traveling, every superstar has asked for those things. That don't mean that an organization is going to
correct you. Hold on, Let me correct you. It's not egregious to ask for a private flight. I told you before, and I said this. I said if it was me, I don't have no problem with a private flight. This nigga asked for the whole jet. He asked for them to buy him a whole goddamn jet, nigga. Not only that,
same thing for Jimmy Butler.
No, it's not. When you ask for a private flight, that means, hey, I don't want to fly commercial I don't want to fly on a team charter commercial. I just want to fly on a private jet. A private flight to wherever I got to go. They said no. In all these instances, the Toronto Raptors told Kawhi no. The NBA team, they won a championship and told the nigga no. But the LA Clippers got this nigga $28 million under the hood. And guess what, Mookie? With this investigation, more shit probably going to be found out if there's more shit to it. Because now what it's going to do is going to make them investigate deeper. And it's going to make them find out, is this nigga having private flights? Or did he get a private jet line? Did he get partial ownership in the team? Did he get any of these other things Uncle Dennis was asking these other teams for? Because everybody was asking the question, how in the blue hell did the Los Angeles Clippers acquire Kawhi Leonard after he was offered a max deal, 5-year max deal, and he was coming to injuries he was coming off of, to stay with the Toronto Raptors, who he just won a championship with? And Kawhi was willing to stay, but his demands were so... Hold on. His demands... Hold on 1 second.
I want y'all to look at this right quick, because this is not only applicable to Kawhi. Kawhi is not the only superstar that asked.
Show me where they got paid $28 million.
LeBron James valued comfort and luxury in his travel experience, and often
everybody does
to provide travel a private plane that provides space and amenities.
I agree. Everybody does.
Okay, and that's my point. Every superstar.
No, that's not my point. My point is where did they get paid $28 million off the books?
Yeah, he got the problem is your argument though, Luke, is
where did they get paid $28 million off the books to do nothing, and only if you stay with our team?
But my point is sitting there saying, why was
that's not the point. Now you talking about comfort? I'm talking about. Listen, Mookie, this is what's gonna get Kawhi $28 million, and you can only get the money if you stay with us, and you ain't gotta do shit for the company.
Yeah, that's part of payment right there, bro.
That's it. That's bro. That's the part right there that's gonna destroy them niggas. You gonna see in like 3 days when the league come back and hit them niggas with a tsunami, and it's gonna ruin Kawhi's reputation. Nigga, you got 28 million under the table.
But the bad part about it, though, guys, is that he did this 3 times. This is the 3rd time. He tried it with Toronto. He tried it with the Lakers, and now he got it with the Clippers. That pattern of behavior is pretty much gonna seal the deal.
My thing, and here's my thing to Mookie.
No, it's not. You
Bro,
just being
Mookie,
vague.
no, I don't like that nigga.
Wait a minute, bro. If Toronto said that he asked for illegal endorsements, the Lakers said he asked for illegal endorsements.
Hold on.
And he got an illegal endorsement.
Time out, Ghost. What illegal endorsement did Kawhi ask for in Toronto?
They said that they wanted him to pay him illegal. Man, I read the
they said
story.
he asked-
You're lying. You're lying.
asking-
No, it's in the story. Go read the story, bro. It's in the story.
Where's your link to the article?
They said he was asking. They said he was asking for those endorsements to be given to him.
Yeah, it's in the story, bro. If you go read the story in the Athletic, the Toronto Raptors said that he asked for the shit.
Not Mookie. But hold on. But Ghost Town, here's the key that Mookie is forgetting about. This is why the Clippers gonna be under heavy heat right now, because the Clippers did what the Raptors didn't want to do. They went and did whatever he could do to get trade Paul George. Remember, that was another one request he wanted too, was that they move heaven. Now they just wanted Chip, and he wanted them niggas to move heaven and earth to go get Paul George with him. And they was like, nah, we ain't giving up multiple first-round picks. Look that up. He pulled that same stunt with Toronto, and they turned it down. And that's why Toronto was so upset when he went to the Clippers. And he told the Clippers, if you don't go do this, I'm going to sign with the Lakers. And
yeah,
the Clippers
when they asked, and I'm just looking at this article now, when they asked, when Kawhi Leonard Camp, led by his advisor Uncle Dennis, had asked for $15 million in I'm looking at this right now. Kawhi Leonard asked Toronto Raptors owner Larry Tenenbaugh to line up an extra $15 million in endorsement when assigned in Adrian. This is basically a tactic to basically keep Kawhi Leonard on.
No, but you can't, Mookie. But
it was a leverage tactic, bro.
No, but Mookie, this is what you can't. This is the thing you gotta understand. It is against league rules. See, here's the part, Mookie. When you sign an endorsement can't be attached to you being to that team or not. It can't be. That's a form of you getting paid under the table. That's the part where Pablo Torres, his receipts was so damning.
That's the smoking gun I was trying to tell you
Hold
about,
on, Mookie. Because they could have even got the Clippers on Doc Rivers and the other people's but they actually have receipts of Doc Rivers and them promoting that company. So it's hard for them to stick down on Doc Rivers. But when you have an employee on the inside, and then you got those receipts showing this nigga got $28 million just to be with that company, to stay with the Clippers, bro. The league is finna hit them niggas with a tsunami. And here's the sad part: if Adam Silver come down and because he has a right to terminate Kawhi's contract. If he does that, what does Kawhi do next?
Go to another team. Now,
actually, he could suspend him too. He could suspend him too.
Yeah, if he terminates his contract, he's probably gonna suspend him for a
while.
They're probably gonna suspend it. No, Mookie, listen, because this is different than Joe Smith. Joe Smith's situation, look how harsh they got Joe Smith. But Joe Smith's situation was they paid him $1.something million, right? So they paid him, they didn't go outside of the cap and pay him money to stay. No, they paid him $1.7 million. They did 3 one-year deals and told him, look, we're gonna give you $85 million once we get your bird rights. Once we get you under the bird, we're gonna go give you $85 million. The league called whiff for that, and they got him for that. He didn't get money under the table like they're saying what Kawhi did with the $28 million. The league is gonna have to hit hard on this because of the simple fact they gotta send a message. And think about this: the rules. I looked at the rules. They can terminate Kawhi's. This is a terminate of contract clause. If Adam Silver and them decide to terminate his contract, and I'm gonna tell you something else is gonna depend on what comes out of the FBI investigation into that company. If you Google it right now, Mookie, that company, and this is what I believe set it off, Mookie. I believe the FBI was independently investigating that company, and I believe they had snitches in that company giving up information. And I believe that's the reason why Kawhi Leonard's information got passed to that reporter. Because I believe before this even came out about basketball, they had the feds investigating that company, and they had snitches in that company who gave the feds information. Because when the feds come knocking,
so this, hold on. So Tigger, this is what I think. I think the company Aspiration, right, tried to make a Ponzi scheme that they probably, how can I say? I honestly think that they got Clipper Steve Ballmer to be able to invest in their company and
Right.
basically tie in with their jersey, because I think they invested in them back in 2021. I think that they paid Kawhi Leonard to basically make their brand look legit, right? So their
Nah, I
endorsement
don't know.
deal,
I disagree.
they
I
wanted
think they
Kawhi
paid. I
names
think
tied
they
to the
paid.
Eco Banking brand.
Listen,
And shit.
here's the thing they're gonna have to. Here's the thing that's gonna that we're gonna see if they can prove. Mook, we're gonna see if they can prove that they did that to help Steve Ballmer keep Kawhi with the Clippers. Because think about this. Regardless of what anybody say, Kawhi Leonard's still a max player. Even with the time he got the numbers he put up, that nigga's still a max level player. So when he didn't take all that money, niggas was looking like, what the fuck? Kawhi, everybody was like, oh, that nigga Kawhi took a pay cut, nigga. Well, really, he didn't. Google this shit now, Mook. You look up what are the feds investigating that company for? And that's when you get snitches. When the feds investigate you and they're trying to take everybody down, because remember the FTS company, some of them dudes in prison right now. You remember how quick Shaq and them copped the plea on that shit goes down? Shaq was like, I ain't know nothing. Shit, I ain't know nothing. I ain't know. All them dudes was promoting that company, and they all came out acting like they didn't know that shit was a scheme.
Yeah, Steph too. He was in that
Yeah,
shit.
they all did that shit to avoid getting caught up in that Fed investigation in that prison time. So to me, when the feds went knocking on them niggas' door, boy, them employees got to snitching, and they got to showing that paperwork. And Kawhi's name got caught up in the paperwork for getting paid but not doing nothing. And they started looking like, hold on, this nigga ain't never did no promotional for this company, none of this shit. Even Doc Rivers and them people was doing
Yeah,
promotion.
that no promotion to the
That's the
company.
part. Hold on, move. And that's the part. You tell me what company in America is paying a dude $28 million where you ain't got to do no promotion, nigga. All you got to do is stay with the Clippers. Nigga, nigga, you done. You
That's a
done.
check, bro. That's what it is. I mean,
nail.
y'all, we can't play with that. That's
You right.
that's
Hold on.
clearly a check, bro. That's exactly
That's
what that is. The check
bro,
was what he had to do was stay on the team. That was his check.
And
His job was stay on the team.
Now, here's the thing. When they interview Kawhi, here's the thing. Is Kawhi gonna throw that shit back on Steve Ballmer? Like, yo, I really, because Kawhi could come from a point where Kawhi could come from a point where he really didn't know that. Listen, what I'm saying to you. Kawhi can come from a point that he really didn't know that how they did that was illegal, because he could say, hey, look, man, they told me they was gonna help me with an endorsement. I didn't know that them doing it this way was gonna be illegal. I thought when I got the endorsement, hey, man, I'm just getting paid my endorsement.
I hope he don't use that defense in court.
Hold on,
ignorance is not a defense.
No, but hold on, no, but you're not hearing me, because sometimes your agent can get you an endorsement, and you don't care as long as he getting the money. You might not know all the details of it.
And your agent get you locked the hell up, when they don't file your taxes right.
But you're not hearing me. That puts a proxy in between you. See, the person that's going to get the more onus on this is going to be Steve Ballmer. He's gonna get more onus than Kawhi.
Nigga, when you don't pay your taxes, you think your accountant do the jail time, or you gonna do it?
But you're not listening. He's the owner. He's gonna get the most onus on this, because he's the one that have to sign off on this and bring this forward to the players.
Kawhi is not gonna be absolved from no responsibility from ignorance, bro. It ain't gonna happen.
I'm being honest with you. I can literally see him going to Kawhi saying, "Look, Kawhi, we ain't gonna give you that much on this contract, because we it's gonna kill our cap, but we're gonna get you an endorsement deal, man, and you'll be all right. We're gonna get you a good endorsement, and cool. We're gonna get you a few endorsements. When you gonna get your endorsement, you're gonna be cool, right? So that money it's gonna make up right here on this endorsement." And Kawhi might not be thinking like, oh, this is illegal, gonna go against the cap. I'm guaranteeing you that, bro. But
his lawyer,
Steve Ballmer knowing,
read the contract, man.
But Steve Ballmer knowing, bro, when you a dude playing basketball like that, and somebody say you $28 million endorsement deal, nigga, give me the money, nigga. Nigga ain't trying to ask a million questions. Nigga, give me that cheese, nigga. So when you think about it, then I'm pretty sure if they asked Kawhi to do an endorsement, he'd have did that shit. You don't think he'd have went out and did an endorsement? Yeah, he'd have went out and did it. He did a commercial. He'd do the shit for New Balance. So he would have definitely went out and did a commercial if they would have asked him. If they don't ask you to do shit, nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing.
No, well, his lawyer's supposed to know that shit was illegal.
Right,
And
hold
his,
on. But what if it wasn't his his
I
uncle?
want. Hold on. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I wonder how many people that Aspiration endorsed. Like, is Kawhi the only player that they endorsing? Or
He's
they
the only
endorsing?
player that didn't. Oh, he's the only player that didn't endorse them. I mean, they had Drake. Drake promoted them. They had Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers promoted them while he was with the Clippers.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? So they had all
No,
these.
that
people-
shit was
Hold on.
bro.
So you telling me that Aspiration has invested in guys like Drake, Doc Rivers, many other star players, and they have did something for them, and they post.
Look it up. Hold on. Look it up. It's right there online. They all promote them. They all promote. They all.
I didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Google it. They all promoted that company. The only person that didn't promote that company was Kawhi. And the terms
And he was getting paid the most.
the most. That's what I'm saying to you, Moot. And the terms were
Say what?
only if you stay.
Wait. You say he was getting paid the most?
Yes.
Yeah.
That nigga was getting paid $28 million.
They might lock that nigga up, bro. He might get locked up for embezzlement or some shit, bro.
No.
Why would Kawhi get locked up?
Hold on.
I'm just fucking with you. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Goes down. That's not illegal against the law. That's just against NBA rules. So, I mean, a company can give you as much money as they want to give you legally because he was legally on the paperwork. So it's not going to kill him as far as the Fed investigation because Kawhi doesn't have any inner business dealings as far as he doesn't know their day-to-day. He doesn't know if they're doing shady work. That has nothing to do with him. He's just a part of the – that's why how Shaq and them got off. No, that's how Shaq and all of them got off. You know what I'm saying, Moot? Shaq and them didn't know that shit was going down with that company like that. They just knew, hey, man, this company want us to promote their product. They come with that cheese, nigga, we sign, boom. That's what I'm telling you. That's how Steph Curry, Shaq, and all them niggas got off. They wasn't a part of that. They wasn't planning and plotting and scheming. When a company come to you, you think it's legit. Nigga, they was on the Miami Heat floor, their endorsements. Miami Heat took them off the courts. So
well, it really wasn't no fraud, though. It really wasn't no fraud for them to be involved in. No. The fraud part came from what Friedman did.
I'm saying, but he's locked up for that right now.
Right, because nobody knew about what he was. Nobody but him and his girlfriend. Right, they the only people that actually knew.
What I'm saying is, Shaq and them was signed on.
Shaq and them all they can't be complicit though. Unless you know, you have to know.
That's what I'm saying to you about Kawhi.
So what I'm telling you, Kawhi is complicit because his lawyer knew.
Hold on, Ghost Town. That's not true. Hold on. I'm telling you why.
What the fuck you mean it ain't true? What lawyer signed the paper?
Hold on, Ghost Town. I'm about to tell you why. Ghost Town, because we talking about two different things. We talking about if the company has something that was going on wrong, his dad or his uncle and him might not have known about that. They may have only known about that. Listen,
yeah, they haven't. They probably didn't.
Dude, you're not. No. You can't have it both ways, Ticket. He knew, bro.
Let me tell you, that's not true. Let me tell you how this works.
How do you know he knew?
Hold on. If he knew, hold on. So if he knew, Doc Rivers knew, Drake knew, all them niggas knew.
No, they don't. Right. No, listen.
That's not true. Hold on.
When you sign a contract, bro, you cannot claim. Wait a minute, hold on. You can't. No, wait a minute, bro. You cannot claim ignorance because of the bottom. The fine print.
You can't.
No, you can't.
That's
what. Not when you got no lawyer sitting there. You can't.
Okay, so Ghost Town, why Shaq and Curry ain't locked up right now?
Because they didn't. They were not complicit in the fraud.
Hold on. But they were getting money from the company to promote it.
That's not the same thing as being complicit.
The same thing. Hold on.
It's not the same.
So, Ghost, you think Kawhi? Ghost, you think Kawhi was sitting around reading the shareholder filings?
No. His lawyer was though. His lawyer knew what was going on. And his lawyer represents him.
That's not how. Hey, Ghost Town. That's not how it happens. What happens is when you get an endorsement and the company comes to you and the company looks like they're legit and they have other big clients and they're getting money. Bro, they come with that number. Hold on, Ghost Town. You signing that contract. Ghost Town. And I'm gonna tell you how. You don't know all the time. Bro, the Miami Heat had that people as one of their sponsors and didn't know. So you would think an organization like the Miami Heat would know everything. As big as they are, they didn't know.
Yeah, I just hope he don't go in there with that. I didn't know shit. You go in the court where I don't know what the feds. You gonna know quick.
I truly believe Kawhi Leonard didn't know nothing about that business aspect of what was going on. That's what I'm saying.
And he probably I can concede that he probably didn't know. I don't give a fuck about what my lawyer doing. My lawyer represents my best interest. My point is, if your lawyer going there and put you in some illegal shit, You gonna do the time, not your lawyer.
No, that's not true. Cause Shaq.
Well, how many niggas that went to prison because they accountant couldn't get the taxes right to the IRS?
Ghost Town, you want Kawhi to go to prison.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
is he a fucking?
No, he can't go to prison, bro. Only thing that happens to him is he get fined and suspended. I already looked it up.
He can lose. Hold on, he can lose his contract. These are the things I read. That's the punishment he can face. He can lose his contract. He can get suspended, fined, and the team can lose draft picks, and the owner can get in trouble.
And he ain't gonna do no jail time behind no shit like this.
No. Listen. Now, here's the part that we don't know. How deep was Steve Ballmer involved in that? Because if the feds come in and they can prove that Steve Ballmer was in on this shit, now that's where it gets ugly.
What you mean? Was he involved? Of course he was involved. He gave him $50 million.
Yeah, he gave him $50 million. Steve Ballmer was involved, but Steve Ballmer did. Steve Ballmer didn't.
Hold on, but this is the thing. How deep? And here's the thing: do the feds, from their investigation, do they find any illegal activity from their investigation? That is going to be the key.
But the problem is it's a lot of shady shit going on with this shit though. Like, it's a lot of shady shit. Like, the fact that he was their highest paid guy, even Drake wasn't getting paid higher than Kawhi and shit like that, and Kawhi didn't post some shit. That's some shady ass shit.
Nothing.
But then again, it's this that why was Steve Ballmer got to be a dumbass nigga that sit there and put his money to a company that you know is going to go bankrupt and expose your shit like this, nigga?
And he couldn't financially save him because it would have triggered everybody to look at the company.
Right.
They would have seen Kawhi Leonard getting paid all this money and not doing nothing, and would have destroyed him. So he really had to fall back. He couldn't really do nothing to save it. But again, I'm telling you, watch what's going to happen. When the Fed investigation comes out and they reveal what happened with the Fed investigation, I'm telling you right now, this happens 90% of the time. It's a snitch. Somebody in the company got shook down and told.
It's always a snitch, bro. They never solve no crime nowadays.
Put on to that situation. Somebody told him. Somebody told.
They don't solve crimes in America no more, bro. Niggas just tell.
Oh God.
And Pablo Torres ain't go find this shit out the blue, nigga. He didn't go find this shit out the blue. But the reporter, somebody went and tipped him off.
His connection must be messing up.
They went and did all the other research to prove Kawhi Leonard never promoted him. They did all that research for years, and they found that all these other guys.
Now, let me ask you something. What if it came out that Kawhi did promote him though?
He didn't. They haven't showed it.
I'm asking like,
I'm saying no.
Mookie, if he did, it wouldn't even been no investigation. I think if that was the case, they'd have just left it alone.
They literally showed today that he never, ever promoted. He never did any promotion for this company at all. Man. And they did research to prove that Doc Rivers did, Drake did, and Kawhi was getting paid more than all them niggas.
But that's what I'm saying.
The most damning part is
if Kawhi was slick and the clip was slick, they could have had Kawhi posting on a social media platform.
That's it. And here's the thing, the craziest part is that it was only contingent on him staying with the Clippers. So now here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have teams like Toronto who have not recovered since Kawhi left. They're gonna be banging on Adam Silver on this one because they're gonna feel like, nigga, we unfairly lost Kawhi. They're gonna be banging on Adam Silver to drop the hammer because the Raptors are gonna feel like, bro, we had a championship level team. We did everything right with Kawhi, from load management to everything. We offered this nigga a full max deal. He turned it down, went over there and that company and got that $28 million from that company. And they also told him, hey, look, you can't get this money if you go any other team. That's crazy.
I'll tell you another thing too, Tick. I hope Kawhi got his books in order, bro, because this shit gonna spark an audit on his books. They're gonna be looking before this shit too. They ain't gonna just be looking at it now. They're gonna look before.
And Ghost, they're gonna be looking at everything as far as meetings, all kind of shit that they've had with the Clippers, other teams. Now it's gonna be other teams that when the league doing their investigation, other teams are gonna be brought up asking what was Uncle Dennis asking him specifically in these meetings. Bro, this shit gonna get real messy, man.
When
That's
they
why
say he got the 28, when they say he got the 28 million.
Nigga, he getting a year by year. He getting niggas $7 million a year.
That's
Bro, this
bad,
nigga,
bro.
hey, look, what you call it today? Jeff Teague said Kawhi Leonard had the best career in NBA history. That nigga ain't lying. This nigga played 40% of his games. They got damn near $500 million. They got 2 championships. Finals MVP.
That nigga a hoe.
Bro, that nigga Jeff Teague ain't lying. That nigga said, man, that nigga Kawhi had the best career ever, man. That nigga got all that bread, nigga. That nigga played 40% of his games, still got 2 chips, 2 finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year award. And damn, dog, this nigga got endorsements. That nigga ain't had to do no endorsement. Nigga got $28 million. Nigga, don't y'all know how, nigga, don't y'all know it? There ain't one nigga that's getting, LeBron James got a Nike endorsement with that. Niggas ain't getting that type of money, nigga, and you ain't got to do nothing, nigga.
Oh, it's a smoking gun, bro. It don't look good for the Clippers and Kawhi.
Bro, that nigga got the easiest job in the world, bro. That nigga was.
But the Clippers basically sat there and said that y'all wrong on this situation. They
gotta put that out there, Mookie.
They got to, Mook. They ain't got no choice. I mean,
That's
the Minnesota
standard
Timberwolves,
PR.
The Minnesota Timberwolves did with Joe Smith, and then the league found out that they was capping. But here's the thing: how deep is this shit? Like Ghost Town said, like because you got the feds now, so the NBA can't even pull no stunts because the feds is investigating that company. And if anything come back on Steve Ballmer, the league is gonna cut ties with Steve Ballmer.
Yeah, they about to unravel his books, bro. That shit gonna be wide open.
If the league cut ties,
I don't think the Clippers gonna force Steve Ballmer to sell his.
They have to. Hold on.
They don't have no choice.
Move. I'm gonna say this on your channel.
Steve Ballmer got so much fucking power, bro.
Mook,
He got way more resources than the NBA, bro.
Mook, I'm gonna say this on your channel today, Mook. If the Fed investigation come back and Steve Ballmer have any illegal activity, he's gonna be forced out the NBA as an owner.
Yep.
You got to remember the other
be.
owner. Hold on, they're gonna force him out the same way they did the other owners. I'm gonna tell you why. Because of lawsuit purposes. Other owners have been forced out of the league because of scandals, because of other things. The owner for the Suns.
Name me an owner that was worth $100 billion.
No, you're not hearing me. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you, they have to, because if they don't, then they will open the other owners up who were forced out for inappropriate conduct or conduct that was unbecoming of the league. That would open them up to file lawsuits against the National Basketball Association because they were forced out and forced to sell their team. Steve Ballmer, if he has any illegal activity connected to this, they're going to force him out as an owner. What that's going to do is that is going to absolutely destroy the LA Clippers, because now you're going to have a new owner come in. He's probably going to want to clean house, and then you're going to ask yourself a question. At this point in time in Kawhi Leonard's career, what does his new contract look like? Teams ain't going to have just max money to give Kawhi Leonard right now. Look at every team in the league.
Yeah, I think Kawhi signed that contract it was the year that he tore his ACL.
Right. So what is also think about this, move? If the league comes back and says we avoid Kawhi's contract because it's violation of league rules, where does he go right now? He ain't going to be able to re-sign with the Clippers. He probably going to be suspended for about half the season. Where is he going to go? Who is he going to sign with?
But I'm asking you, what if Kawhi didn't know about it?
No, it doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't matter if they find out. It doesn't matter if they find out that link of him getting that $28 million, even if he didn't know, he's still going to get punished heavily. I'm talking about they're going to come on him hard for that. Bro, that's $28 million, bro. That's a lot of goddamn money, man.
Man,
I'm trying. When you say he didn't know, what part of this he didn't know? What you talking about?
I would think that the NBA would pull up all the contracts. Kawhi Leonard's company, KO2 Expire LLC, right there. Look for the clauses. Then they'll follow the money. The league will trace the funding source. Like did Steve Ballmer $50 million invested in the Aspiration directly help pay Kawhi? If Ballmer if this money end up in Kawhi's pocket, that's cap some cap circulation, whatever they call that shit. That's a red flag, bro. And like I said,
it's there. Hold on, move. That's not a question. It's there. That's in the paperwork, bro. That's in the paperwork. Now, what Steve Ballmer will have to try and do is try and make up a way that they can say, hey, well, Kawhi promoted this or promoted that, and it wasn't. But what's going to kill them is that the link to the Clippers. Like, that's like if Nike say, yo, we only going to give you $50 million, but it's only if you sign with the Clippers. Huh? That means
I think that's a foregone conclusion, bro. It wouldn't even be an investigation if they found one. That's why I told Luka early in the call. If that nigga
Yeah.
walked to a car wash, they could have said
Yeah.
that's what he got. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't
Yeah.
do none of that, and it's
Yeah.
stipulated that he's got to stay with the team, bro. Bro, this man
That's
is
the
in
part
trouble,
that
bro.
hurt. That's the part
He in
that
trouble.
Mook, that's the part. Mook, that's the part that hurts, and it's gonna hurt the whole Clippers organization because now here's the thing: we talking about Kawhi today. Who else, if he did this with Kawhi, did this happen with James Harden? Remember, James Harden was crying about all that money that he wanted to get from the Philly, but then he took less to go to the. He ran to the Clippers.
They about to crack the books open on everybody.
Who knows? So this right here can open it, and then not just on the Clippers. This might open a thing on the whole league to see what is going on.
Yeah,
Like,
also on that Jalen Brunson situation. How the fuck did Jalen Brunson decided to take a pay cut for $60 million?
now that's true.
Ain't no nigga doing that shit. $60 million.
That's true. Hold on, but that's true. But here's the thing: do they have a whistleblower? See, it has to be somebody that snitches on the inside when you doing stuff like that. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example, Mook. If you in the crib right now, Mook, in a crib somewhere, and you selling work out your crib, and it's only 2 people that live with you, but nobody else knows you moving work out your crib. The only way people gonna find out is if somebody tell that's in your crib.
I don't know about
That's
that.
the only way.
It's one other way. It's one other way. Yeah, it is.
Hey, Mo, if you got somebody living with you right now, and you got 5 illegal guns in the house, and don't nobody else know this stuff for the people living in with you, the only way somebody gonna find out is somebody tell that you got that in your crib.
Well, that's different from the other one that you talking about, though. When that work leave the house.
What I'm saying is that the only way that information is gonna get out is if there's a whistleblower.
Yeah, this was leaked. I could tell you this shit was leaked right here.
Hold on. Mookie played the video. The dude was on the show. The dude who leaked the information, he was on the show. Play that shit again, Mook. The dude was telling him. Mook had the silhouette of the nigga. He was telling him. He worked for that company. He told the dude.
The main reason why I think he cooked Mook and Tick is because this dude got a pattern of doing this.
Watch when Mook play this. Hold on. Watch when Mook play this right here. He told dude, watch this dude. That's the snitch. That's why he held his identity.
But also that in March 2025, this celebrity-endorsed, multi-billion-dollar, allegedly fraudulent tree brokerage named Aspiration, which promises to clear your conscience and your emissions, they filed for bankruptcy. And this is where the clue is. What David's looking at with his glasses on is a bankruptcy filing, and there's a list of creditors. The entities to which Aspiration and all of their alleged fraudulence still owes the most money. And what I noticed is what David is noticing right now, which is that on that list of creditors, up near the top, above the Boston Red Sox, is an LLC, a tiny little company that Aspiration owes $7 million. And that LLC's name, David, is what?
KL2 Aspire LLC.
And what does it list there under manager or member name?
Kawhi Leonard.
Whose NBA jersey number, just to connect all of the dots here, happens to be what?
Number 2.
So then the question is, the Aspire part of KL2 Aspire LLC, right? Because, okay, he's getting all this money, millions of dollars. What I started doing was scour the internet for any mentions of Aspiration. Any appearances, tweets, quotes, Instagram posts, anything by Kawhi Leonard endorsing Aspiration. And this was hard to find, which also might seem weird, right? Because every other celebrity Aspiration gave money to was well known. There was Drake offering a statement to Rolling Stone. There was Doc Rivers, Kawhi's own head coach. Robert Downey Jr. was cutting his commercial. That was the whole point of paying the A-list Avengers. But the grand total number of times that I found Kawhi Leonard ever publicly referencing Aspiration, 0 times.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard mentioned Aspiration. And so what I started doing was reaching out to dozens of former Aspiration employees. A grand total of 7 of them ultimately agreed to interviews, which is also how I have exclusively obtained this signed and executed document.
In consideration of the rights and benefits granted to company hereunder, the company will pay KL2, which is Kawhi, $28 million in cash during the term of this agreement.
I told you, Mook.
Company will pay KL2 $7 million each year of the term.
That is Kawhi Leonard's autograph. I convinced one very important person who worked in the finance department of Aspiration to go on tape.
And I didn't so much as discover it as I was told about it.
What was your reaction? What were you told?
My reaction was, what the fuck? And I was told, like, oh, these are the major contracts and the major players you really need to be aware of. And we went through a litany of, really, really top tier name contracts. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard, a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. And that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't, because it was to circumvent the salary cap. LOL. There was lots of LOL when things were shared.
Stop it right there, Moose.
Did you ever
Stop
see
it right
proof?
there. Stop it right there, Moose. Stop it right there. That's the nigga talking to the feds. That's them the snitches. I told you. He told you right there. Them niggas. He said 7 of them, not 1. He had 7 of them motherfuckers came tell them that they did that to circumvent the cap. What you think gonna happen when the NBA interview these people? He's toast, nigga. If Pablo Torre got those people, the NBA gonna get those people, and the FBI gonna get them.
Oh, they not finna perjure themselves to no fucking FBI. Hell no, that's serious time.
Hold on, he worked in the finance department, so he know. Read it right there, Ghost Town. That nigga's toast.
They ain't finna perjure themselves to no FBI, bro. No federal agents. Nope.
Look, they said they knew it was to circumvent. So when they talk to the fans, you think he said this on national syndicated show. You think he ain't told the feds that shit? Man, that nigga told the feds that shit in 5 minutes. They gave that motherfucker a cheeseburger, a goddamn fry, and a cold soda. They told everything. Him and the 6 other dudes that snitched. They told everything. Because they probably did not want to get in trouble and get jammed up in that federal investigation that's going on into that company. So they gonna do what they gonna all do, which is roll. And hey, man, if they got to throw Kawhi out there, hey, man, it is what it is. And this is how I believe Torres, because Kawhi is an NBA basketball player. Pablo Torre covers the league. So Pablo Torre probably got a tip from these guys, did some investigating, said, what the fuck is this? And they say, yeah, man, it's going down, bro. They got an investigation.
Do you think that Kawhi knew about it?
No, he didn't know. Hold on.
Hey, man, hold on. I got to take care of some business. I'll be right back.
I don't think Kawhi knew that there was any illegal activity going on, Luke. This is the thing. This is why I don't think Kawhi is going to be in any legal trouble. Okay. I don't think he has any legal trouble to worry about. This is the same type of situation with Shaq and them. You didn't see Shaq and Steph Curry and them go to prison when they promoted that company, right? Even though that company was, because they didn't know. They were just literally doing what athletes do, signing on to promotional companies. You don't know if a company is always in the good or in the bad. You can't be held liable for that, right? But the only thing Kawhi can be held liable for is the NBA part and the punishment that's going to come down, because you have employees that's witnessing that's saying this now. So not that, along with the paperwork that showed that this nigga didn't do no endorsements, and he got $28 million, and they put it under the KL2. Man, bro, he's on the paperwork, nigga. This ain't just no, okay, this is word of mouth. Nah, nigga, that shit on paperwork, bro. And that's going to be the hard part to unexplain, is how in the blue hell is this dude on this type of paperwork?
Right.
And these type of clauses that's in this, and it's not attached to him circumventing the cap. To cheat, that's basically to cheat the game so that we can sign other guys and have cap to go get other guys that other teams can't do. That's cheating the league, right? So maybe they didn't pull it to Kawhi like that, but maybe they put it to Kawhi because, like, check this out. Steve Ballmer could have went to Kawhi like, look, Kawhi, man, you got injuries and stuff like that, man. We really can't pay you all this money. I love you, so I'm going to look out for you and throw you some extra bread. But I really can't, like, I'm going to look bad if I give you a max deal and you're not playing all these games. But I'm going to show you love and I'm going to throw you a bone. Boom. He could have told Kawhi like that. Kawhi ain't even know. That's what I'm telling Ghost Town. I would believe something like that. I would believe something like that. Because think about this, Mookie. How would he look if they got rid of Paul George, didn't want to pay Paul George, but you paying Kawhi? Max deal. Think about that. Paul George was still trying to play as many games or more. But you got rid of Paul George, but you'll keep Kawhi getting no. So it looked different when they didn't give him the full max money. So everybody's like, okay, because he would have took a hit if he would have kept giving Kawhi max deals after missing those games and those injuries Kawhi had. Remember, Kawhi had some serious injuries, bro.
Yep.
So I can see the way I can see it is that he had in his mind whatever he was going to do, but he goes to Kawhi and says, "Look, Kawhi, everybody's going to look on me bad in the league, the players, everybody. If I give you this money based off of how many games you've been playing, your injuries and things like that, I can't literally do that. But I got love for you, so we're going to look out for you on the other end. I'm going to make sure you get an endorsement, make sure you get paid. You ain't got to do shit." Kawhi like, "Oh, okay, cool. You know how Kawhi be. All right, whatever, man. Cool." Boom, nigga signed the paperwork,
Well,
nigga. Hey, he get his bread. So hold on. So now when you look at it, now you come back and we looking at it like, damn, bro, this nigga was getting all that bread. Go ahead.
LBJ, you say you disagree with what?
yeah, but well, Ticket, we've been noticed though since 2019. I mean, I know you back in the day because I used to be watching you on the chat. But we've been noticed they were doing fraud when Uncle Dennis. The reason why the Lakers
No,
didn't
we
get
didn't know the
Kawhi.
teams were doing. Hold on, we didn't know the teams were doing fraud. You're not listening to me. See, here's the thing, right? It's the difference between them asking and then the team doing something. But Kawhi's situation was special because Kawhi had some serious injuries. So it was going to be, listen, Paul George was even looking at the situation like, bro, I played with all these games. Y'all don't want to pay me, but y'all going to pay him all the money? Y'all ain't going to pay me too? They knew it wasn't going to look good if they just came out and kept giving Kawhi full max deals. So I
Well,
think
let me
Steve
let me
Ballmer,
say
I
this.
think Steve Ballmer genuinely loved Kawhi. And I think that he also wanted to protect his image. I'm talking about Steve Ballmer wanted to protect his own image from looking bad, like I'm just gonna keep paying this guy max deals. So he found a way, in my opinion, to get Kawhi the other money with making himself not look bad in the general public. That's what I think. That's how I think he sold it to Kawhi. I don't think he went to Kawhi and said, "Yeah, we're gonna cheat the whole NBA, and we're gonna stay under the cap so we can get you all this help." And we go, nah. I don't think he did it to him like that. I don't believe it.
But I think Steve Ballmer have too much money, bro. This shit gonna go away in 2 weeks. Just watch it,
No,
bro.
it's not.
Like
No, it's not. Hold on.
the same
It's
way
not
Diddy,
because hold on.
the same way
It's
Diddy
not
things
because
go away,
hold
bro.
on.
This shit
It's
gonna go
not
away,
because hold on.
bro.
It's not. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why it's
Hold
not.
on, you said the
It's
same way
not
it didn't.
because it's not because it's a federal investigation going on into the company, for one, and for two, it's not because now all the other owners have a whiff of this, and all the other
Ticket,
owners
I've
ain't
been
going for them.
told.
Hold on. Let me say this: all the other owners not going for them having an uncompetitive advantage against Steve Ballmer, especially when he got more money than all them. They gonna bang on this.
Bro, money's power to everything, bro.
No,
I'm
it's not.
telling you.
They gonna
What?
bang. Hold on. They gonna bang. Hold on.
Okay.
They're gonna hold on. The other owners and small market teams gonna bang on this shit, bro.
Ticket,
Cause
Diddy
they
got
gonna say,
away
hold on.
because
They're
he
gonna
have
say
money.
y'all
You
got
know
us.
that.
Hold on.
Trump
They're
getting
gonna say
away
y'all
because
got
he's a
us. Hold on.
billionaire.
They're
I'm
gonna
telling
say
you.
y'all got
All
us
right.
by the balls, playing by the rules out here, and this dude come with all this money, being able to do whatever the hell he want to do. You gotta understand one thing: the NBA owners can vote Steve Ballmer out.
Yeah.
Bro, don't you think Steve Ballmer have too much money for the league to even try to
No, if
get
he
rid
had
of
enough
him,
money, this
bro?
would have never came out.
That's paying
Because it
under the
wasn't his
table.
fault that
Hold
it
on, hold on,
came
hold on, hold
out,
on,
bro.
hold on.
What are you
That's the point.
saying?
Hold on. That's
Hold
my
on.
hold on. That's my point. He didn't even have enough money to keep this under wraps.
Because he
Listen,
didn't know about the dude that
That's my point.
reported
Hold
it.
on. That's
Need
my hold on.
fucking relevance,
That's
my
my hold on. Hold
nigga.
on. Listen.
He need
That's
to
my
put
hold
his
on.
name out for everybody to see. Not everybody gonna watch
My
him.
man.
I'm
But that's
telling
hold
you.
on. That's my hold on. That's my point to you. It's too much information out now. It's paperwork out here now, nigga. They show paperwork. You can't get around the paperwork. They
like I
show
said,
paperwork.
Yes, you can. Diddy got away with everything. Yes, you
You're
can.
not listening. No, he didn't.
Oh,
Diddy. Hold on. Diddy get ready to do 10 to 15 in prison.
hold on now, goddamn. Hold on. We can sing together. We can't talk together. Too much money ain't enough money. At the end of the day, that white man knew what he was doing for Kawhi. He was paying him to sit down for the whole world to watch Kawhi on that motherfucking bench. Now, the Clippers has always been frauds. I told you about that organization. There's always been some fraudulent shit going on over at that Clipper Nation. Now y'all gonna pay y'all dues. Y'all gonna get y'all karma. No, I don't believe in karma. Y'all gonna reap what you
hold on,
sow,
Slick. Do you
nigga.
think Kawhi knew about this shit, bro?
No, he did not. He don't know what the white man got in his pockets in that bank
Yeah,
account.
that's facts. I agree with Slick.
Kawhi don't know shit. He just, I know he gonna take that money though and sit his ass
Shit,
down.
you damn. Hey, Slick, you damn right, Slick. He gonna sign that contract, nigga.
Hell yeah. Kawhi ain't gonna say shit. He ain't gonna snitch.
You tell it, hey Mookie, if a nigga come tell you today, hey man, I got $28 million for you, nigga, I don't give a damn, nigga. What? Okay,
Man,
then
I
where
would
the
do the same
contract
shit
at?
too.
Nigga?
Hold on, LBJ, what did you say?
Nigga, I would have done the same shit Kawhi did, my nigga. There's 28 million. That's free money right there. Fuck it.
No, but you sat there and said Kawhi knew about it.
Nigga, signature is on the paper. What are you saying? He has the it was his LC, so he been know about this thing. But the
Man,
only
you need to get your internet
the,
connection fixed, bro.
the only reason why they got exposed is they filed for bankruptcy, my nigga. That's the only reason why. Because now
Let me
you
ask
gotta
you a
tell
question. Do you think Kawhi Leonard know everything about all the business practices of Steve Ballmer?
no nigga, billionaires they have secrets, man. You gotta
They don't.
understand.
Okay, so
Kawhi
hold
is
on.
just
So
an
that's my hold
employee.
on. So that's my point to you. So let me give you an example, right?
I
If
agree
you
with you,
sign,
Ticket. I agree with you. I'm telling you, money is the power of everything. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. I
I
know
think
y'all niggas ain't in here saying it matters that he didn't know. That shit don't matter.
He did know
nah,
He,
I
about
ain't saying no. I'm saying no. I'm not saying it don't matter. I'm saying he's still gonna get punished. Him and the Clippers still
Exactly.
get punished. That shit, don't, bro. They still get.
Oh my god,
The
I'm so
question is,
happy
no,
I'm
no,
a
no, no.
LeBron
Wait,
fan. I'm
hold
having
on,
a
Ghost
great day
Town. When
today.
we talk about, with me and you, we talk. Where we different at? We talking about the legal part, like as far as the feds involved. See, now if the feds can come in and say, hey, nah, Kawhi knew about this scheme with this company, he participated in this scheme. Now that's different. Now you got legal problems. If they can say that he joined with Steve Ballmer to create a fraudulent scheme or anything like that, that's different. But if they can't tie them into that, then they just got an NBA problem.
Yeah, I just hope he don't lie to the feds, bro. Make it worse.
Hey,
Because whatever it is
hey,
now, it's one thing.
hey,
You can make it a
bro.
whole nother case lying to the feds.
Man, knowing that nigga Kawhi, that nigga take the fifth, man. That nigga ain't gonna say nothing.
Hey, Ticket. Go look at the Clippers statement. There's a line that said the Clippers and Bomber didn't like approve what Kawhi did. They're trying to throw him under the rug,
Hey
man. Go
man,
ahead and
go log out and reconnect, bro. Because you killing the
go
stream with that
the
mic,
whole
bro.
He said, hold on. He said the Clippers and Kawhi he said the Clippers didn't agree with Kawhi did.
I don't know
what?
what the hell he said, bro. That mic is terrible.
He said the Clippers statement threw Kawhi under the bus.
How did they throw Kawhi Leonard under the bus?
That's what he just said.
if there's one line in the whole paragraph that said pretty much the Clippers and Ballmer didn't approve what Kawhi did by himself. If you just go ahead and read it again, you'll be able to find it out.
He's saying that there's a line in the Clippers statement that says that they didn't approve.
There's a line that includes Kawhi, Ballmer, and the Clippers. Go ahead and
Hold on, I'm pull
Ballmer
it
trying
up.
to protect himself.
I think I know
Hey,
what you're saying.
Mookie, and I'm gonna tell you something else, Mookie. This may be the end of Kawhi and the Clippers as far as their relationship.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
it
Let's
happy.
talk,
is. Oh,
He
it's
said,
Mookie.
gonna definitely be the end of him.
he said
Let's talk
there's
about that, Mookie.
he said there's nothing unusual or untoward about the team sponsor during the endorsement deals with the players on the team. Neither Steve nor the Clippers organization had any oversight of Kawhi's independent endorsement agreement with
That's right
Aspiration.
there, independent, right there, independent
Oh, I
endorsement,
see what
right
he's
there.
saying, Mookie. He's saying they throwing Kawhi out there by him. So they saying, look, we ain't know nothing about that shit.
Right. That's what they're trying to say. Go ahead. Like, if you understand what they
Hold on,
mean, that
so
means the
Clippers are
Ballmer
hold on. So
himself.
are y'all saying that the Clippers are claiming that Kawhi Aspiration had been
They're
open?
claiming Kawhi went and did this on his own. That's what they saying right
Right.
there. They're
Remember,
saying that
the Clippers always
Oh.
the Clippers always make sure they protect Kawhi. Why are they saying that right now? Because the Ballmer trying to
Hey,
say
LBJ, fix your
reputation.
mic, bro. Hey, LBJ, you got to
All
come
right.
back on. Fix your mic.
So
hey
essentially, Mookie,
Mook,
what you
All
all
right.
that shit you talking about him being dumb, Bomber being dumb. Bomber
he
got
got a
plausible
point.
deniability, bro.
Balmer threw
You
it.
got
Hey,
plausible
look, Balmer
deniability.
threw
I
his
ain't know
ass under.
nothing.
Hey, goes down. Balmer. Now I'm looking at that. Balmer kind of threw him under the bus right
He
there.
sure did. He like,
Cause
I ain't
he's
know
saying
nothing.
Balmer saying, man, what Kawhi do on his time, it's him.
Yes, indeed, bro. That
But
nigga threw
That's
all that shit back at
crazy.
Kawhi.
hold on. But that also clear Kawhi and clear the Clippers for any cap.
No, it doesn't clear.
No,
Hold
it
on.
don't.
Their
No.
statement, hold on. Their statement doesn't clear them. That's just their statement. What's
Yeah,
got
but
to clear them is the investigation and the
if
paperwork.
Kawhi had his personal thing with Aspiration and it had nothing to do with Steve Ballmer or was no
No, you're not.
tactic
Hold on.
to
You're not.
sit
Hold
there
on,
and
Mookie. You're not
protect it.
listening. Hey, hold on, Mook. Murder Mook. Listen. The snitches that's on the inside that got the paperwork, the financial people is saying that it was done to circumvent the cap. That means it had to have something to do with Steve Ballmer. That nigga said that. That nigga said that on tape. He said it was done for that. So that means it had to do something with Steve. That means they had to have a link to Steve Ballmer in that. They can't just operate on that strength without having the blessing of Steve Ballmer. The question is, Mook, is what is the evidence we haven't seen that they got to back up what he said?
I'll
And you
be
better
honest with you.
believe,
It's so much.
and let me say this to you. You better believe Pablo Torre is not doing that without having a smoking gun. That nigga got the.
Hold on.
I'm guaranteed.
But what the Clippers, I'm just reading this. What the Clippers are saying is that it's a separation of deals. So they're saying that Kawhi endorsement with Aspiration was independent. It was a personal deal, just like a player have with like Nike and New
Do you
Balance.
believe that? Do you
It
believe
was
that?
not negotiated or
I'm
influenced by
saying,
the
but
Clippers.
do you believe that?
I'm starting to now believe it. Yes,
No, I don't. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit. Why do a company pay a person $28 million not to even promote them? Nigga, it has to be an exchange. Nike's not coming out here to give somebody $28 million not to wear Nikes, nigga. Yeah, we're gonna pay you 28. We're gonna pay you $28 million, Mookie, but you can wear kids. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Man, your boy is guilty sin, bro.
That nigga crazy.
His
Hey,
own
Mook, that
team
shit. Hey,
turned on him.
Mook, that shit bad, bro. Cause
Yeah,
listen,
his
bro,
own team is turning on his ass trying to get out of this shit.
Mook, any company would be out of business. Any company paying somebody $28 million is going out of business.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you why you know your boy in trouble, bro. I told you. First of all, he has established a pattern. He didn't just do it one time. He did it with two other
pattern
teams.
did he establish?
He requested illegal endorsements from other teams.
Nigga, that's not illegal.
No, bro, it's been documented, man. Come on,
hold on. That is used to be leverage. That's used to get leverage. Ghost Town. What are you talking about, bro?
But it was the team said they couldn't do it because it was illegal. So
they did not. That's not what it. That's not what it means.
Then why did they do it then?
Because it was too much in their color core.
It ain't coming out their pockets. If you get endorsed by money,
I don't know why they didn't do it. I don't know why
because it was illegal.
I don't know what I do. I don't know why.
Anyway, the pattern is there, bro. The opportunity was there, and it was done. And then you got them damning ass statements around what the contract meant. Long as you with the team, bro, that shit is damn it. I'm telling you, that's smoking gun shit right there. The reason why I know some smoke is there. Feds ain't fucking around with them for no reason. They ain't got time to be wasting no resources on this shit.
The Clippers had no oversight of what Kawhi was endorsing. They had a standard sponsorship contract with Aspiration. That's what they did.
All right, man.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hey, Mook. Here's the difference. Everybody else
y'all trying to put Kawhi Leonard in jail. Y'all trying to sit here and
I'm not in
the doing that.
Mook. Here's the thing. I think the Clippers are lying.
Your mic ticky.
I haven't heard Kawhi say nothing. Think about this. Kawhi ain't put out no statement.
Which is smart. Which is hella smart too. That's hella smart.
Bro, he not going to jail.
That nigga, the only people that
we playing with the jail, bro. We don't ain't going to jail.
Going to jail and shit like that.
Man, that man ain't going no damn jail.
All the feds and all the
only thing they can do this is some contract. Is all they can do is handle the contract. That's it.
The biggest thing is this.
The only way he get jammed up is they find out he was a part of fraudulent activity. That's the only way. If they find out
or lie to the feds. Now, hold on, he can do that shit and go to jail.
That's the only way. But I don't see Kawhi doing that because I don't think Kawhi's knowledge was that deep on what was going on inside their personal affairs. I think that Kawhi Leonard saw $28 million that it was because Kawhi got plenty of endorsements. But here's the thing: that nigga endorses all of his other endorsements. New Balance, he doing commercials, he's endorsing. Any other endorsements Kawhi got, you see him repping his endorsements. Why wasn't he repping that? And I guarantee you one thing: how much money do you think Kawhi Leonard got in a New Balance endorsement?
But that's different though. Kawhi,
no, I'm asking you, how much money do you think
Kawhi promotes that brand? Kawhi promotes that brand though.
I'm saying, no, hold on, right? But how much do you think he got for New Balance endorsement?
I think he got maybe a $50 million. Maybe I don't know. I know it's less than like. I know it's not like
he probably. Hold on, Kawhi Leonard probably got around a $40 to $50 million deal for New Balance, right? Over 10 years, right? He probably got like a 10-year deal, so he probably getting paid like $4 million a deal for New Balance. Bro, this man was getting paid $7 million, $28 million in 4 years from that. linked to him staying with the Clippers. Only if he stayed with the Clippers. But the Clippers say, "Oh no, we have nothing to do with this corporation." Make it make sense, nigga. And you ain't got to do no endorsement, no promotion, no nothing.
Hold on, my sitting there and said Clutch Sports run around doing all types of bullshit. We worried about this shit.
Yes, hold on. Yes, because
It's a
here's
fact,
why.
Mom.
Hold
And
on,
they not
Mass.
investigating Clutch
Hold on,
Sports.
Mass. Here's why. Here's why. And I agree with Mass, but here's why. You have to be worried about this because once again, this is a part of cheating in the game of basketball. Because here's the thing. When you have players who get advantages from using certain supplements, you get players who get advantage from those things, but then you get teams that get advantage from cheating and caps, which they can build better teams on.
Hey,
Which they can
Ticket, they
get
say
better
he
It's
getting
players.
$5
against
million. They say he
it's
getting $5
against the
million a year from
CB.
New Balance,
It's
bro.
against the
So
Damn, so he's
CBA.
only getting
he getting
5
paid
million from
more. That's right.
he
He
getting
getting
paid
paid
more
more.
from man, listen, bro. That's real dirty right there. Then.
It's
That's real
against the
dirty, bro.
it's against the CBA. It's not illegal, but it's against the CBA.
No. We're not saying this. We're saying that they're being the company, the actual company that's endorsing him is being investigated by the feds right now.
Why they investigating Clutch Sports and shit? Why
No,
they
because
investigating how the fuck they got
listen.
Anthony Davis?
Because
Kawhi the
listen,
hoe.
They
because
got
hold on,
competent
listen.
criminals over there, nigga.
Hey
Competent
Mookie,
criminals.
hey Mookie, you got to understand one thing. It's how you move too. Because listen, who's whistle blowing on the inside? Who's came? Because listen, I think Clutch is on the up and up? Hell no. But who's on the inside at Clutch snitching on their daily operations? Who? Who's giving up the game plan over at Clutch?
I'm not saying it. I'm saying what I'm saying is this is that they need a fucking goddamn
But who? Hold on. But who? Hold
investigate
on. But
Clutch.
who is going to hold on? Hold on. But Mookie, hold on. Here's the thing. This is what I'm saying to you. Who is going to be the whistleblower on Clutch? Who on the it's gonna? It would have to be Rich Paul turn on LeBron James. That ain't happening.
Well, that's what. Hold on. It
Or
don't.
it would have to be one of those financial people over there at Clutch
Man, the real
who's looking at
snitch
the
is
books.
What
Kawhi
I'm
Leonard.
saying this is that the fact that Clutch has reportedly been linked to situations where LeBron's team benefited, like Anthony Davis forcing his way out of New Orleans, landing with LeBron's team, which is nothing but Clutch agents. How Montrezl Harrell had $100 million contract with the Charlotte Hornets a year after he won 6 million a year with the Clippers, and he fucking got them went to go sign
But
with the Lakers in
here's
less
the thing,
money.
Mookie.
Also,
Here's
when
why
you have
LeBron.
guys
But
like
Mookie,
KCP, Kristen
hey
Kardashian,
Mook, we hate it. Hey
all
Mook,
these
hold on,
motherfuckers,
Mook.
nah, nigga, they
Mook,
need to
we hate
investigate
it.
that
Hold on,
shit.
Mook. Hold on, Mook. Murder Mook. We hate that. Listen, me and you, we all hate that. But here's the thing: it's not illegal for your friend to have an agency. Yo, Mook, you could be in the NBA today and have a friend and he go get an agency and nobody can tell him how to do his business. The only way we can stop it is if we can prove that you personally are calling shots, which it's going to be hard for them to prove LeBron James is person, even though we think he is. It will be hard for them to prove on paper that LeBron James is pulling all these moves and calling shots. So here's the thing. So that, and it's just that nobody else has did this. Anybody else in the league can go get your brother and go get an agency. Now I've said this before on my channel. If David Stern was running the league, Clutch would have never came along. David Stern would have nipped that
Mook,
shit
you
in the
need to
bud.
start
I
thinking,
don't
bro.
know, Ticket. They may made it anyway because these some smart niggas. They may have
Nah,
sued. They may have sued their way in, bro.
David Stern ran the league with an iron fist. Didn't
Uh,
nobody sued him
but
then?
no, I don't. But nobody tried either, did they?
Yeah, hold on. They couldn't try because he was
Who,
on their helmet.
no, I'm saying who was trying to open up an agency? Who had that kind of revenue, financial venture? Capital?
No.
Who
I'm
had
saying
that?
no. I'm saying, but I'm talking about you talking about a player that's a prominent guy's best friend. Where
LeBron
he's
ass
linked
gonna
to
go
that.
to jail too.
Where he's
That's
linked.
my.
Hold on.
That's
Where
the
he's
point,
linked
though.
to that.
You can't stop that though. You
Man,
can't stop.
hold on. That's my point to Mookie. So that's what I'm saying. Like Mass and them can all say that, but they didn't do something that's illegal. They did something we feel like is immoral. Now, here's the thing: if we can ever get LeBron James on tape, on video, telling Rich Paul what to do with this player's career, what to do with that player's career, oh, we have a different conversation. But that would take somebody that's a whistleblower, somebody on the inside. It's the same thing like with the Young Thug tapes right now. Somebody in the prison released those audio tapes. That wasn't nobody on the outside. That's somebody on the
Wait a minute,
inside.
hold on. I'm thinking on that though. How would that be any different than him telling managers of his team what to do with that player's career?
No,
How is that
because
not the
hold on,
same?
because LeBron James, as a current player in the league, it's illegal for him to have control over other players' careers and over where they're being moved and their personal private information as far as their team.
But that's what I'm asking. The question though, Ticket, is how is that different from talking to asking Polinsky or whatever name to do it versus the agent? If you can convince either one of them, ain't that the same thing?
No, here's what we're saying. It's almost like you're funding and backing this agency. So by you being a current NBA player, what you're doing is killing the integrity of the league if you're financially, and then you're backing this agency that is not only basically controlling half the league, but got all these players and deciding where player movement, where players are going, where they ain't going, how much they getting signed for, what they ain't doing. That's a conflict of interest to the league. So, but here's the thing: that's not you. That's so hard to be proven. You would need an inside snitch that would be able to blow up and give up the whole entire company. So this is the thing with that I told you this going on with Kawhi. They have snitches. The dude, that nigga Mookie just played it on the screen to snitch.
Yeah, I'm reading the article. It said the guy who snitched on him, he said that they told him do not ask questions about this deal because it was done purposely to circumvent the salary cap.
Right. So they have actual snitches. That's the part man's got to understand. They actually have people who came that was working in that company that have no reason to lie. Why would they have a reason to lie about Kawhi Leonard?
Right now, Mo.
Them people don't even care about them dudes. Probably don't even care about basketball.
That's what. Shut up, man.
That's not a basketball company. Some people don't care about no goddamn basketball. So when they said that,
well, I think what I think they do is they use the premise of that company is basically to get the top sports players and the top sports teams to give them the exposure of the company.
No, but they don't just deal with sports. They deal with Drake. They deal with all types of different, celebrities. So it's not just like a sports.
Yeah, but that's why I said they want exposure for every team. That's what they want.
Right, but they wasn't. Hold on, but here's the thing: they wasn't getting exposure to Kawhi. So that's where the tricky. Hold on. So that's where the tricky part comes in, because now it looks like here's what it is. Everybody gonna say, man, y'all cheated to be able to get an advantage, to be able to sign other players that other teams wasn't gonna have the advantage to do to make.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I'm Kawhi right now, nigga, and I'm Steve Ballmer to put this nigga, I'm calling Kawhi and say, bro, make a fake video of you giving fucking Aspiration that fucking goddamn credit or some shit like that, bro.
But I'm gonna tell you, hey Mook, I'm gonna tell you something. This may be end of the Kawhi with the Clippers. The Kawhi and the Clippers may have to separate after this. Hey Mook, Kawhi and the Clippers may have to separate after this. So the question should be, is that if that happens, where does Kawhi go to next? Who does he legitimately? I mean, is it the Lakers with Luka? If LeBron leaves?
Well, the problem, Mookie, why it ain't gonna work is because the contract was done in 2022. So you got 2022, 2023, 2024 where you didn't do anything, and now you're trying to say in 2025.
But Ghost Town. Where does Ghost Town? But where does he go, Ghost Town? Where does
Kawhi gonna be on out the league, bro?
If he leaves, no. I'm talking about right now. He's
Kawhi's not out of the league.
He's still gonna be playing Ghost Town. He's still gonna be playing. But where is he gonna go?
Why would the fuck?
No, he gonna be no.
You sound fucking dumb.
Ghost Town. He's gonna want to stay.
It's not Kawhi's fault. You sound.
He's gonna want to stay in Cali. I see the Lakers doing.
Do you understand? This gonna be one of the biggest scandals to ever hit the NBA, bro. Kawhi, you think they're gonna just let him go out there and pick up another jersey and go over there? Go to another gym.
He's not gonna get another check like that, but I can see him going to the Lakers and playing with Luka the next couple of years. Because I don't think he's gonna want to leave LA.
I don't know if the NBA want this kind of stain, bro. They're gonna have to give him at least a year, bro.
Man, you want him out. I'm saying he's still.
No, I don't want him nothing. I'm just saying.
Right,
y'all want me to give an objective opinion, or you want me to just lie?
If they give him a year, he leave. He can come back and sign with the Lakers next year and play with Luka at a lower price.
True. I mean, he can play. He can sign anywhere he wants to, other than the Clippers. He can sign anywhere. But
so
he gonna get a year, bro. I'm telling you right now. If this shit goes
to what other reasonable situations you can see that Kawhi can go to right now? Like that's legit.
She didn't want to stay at home. She didn't. Staying at home is LA. The Lakers. They're staying at home.
I don't see him going to Sacramento. I would say if it was me, I would say the Lakers. I would say. Because
I'm Kawhi. I'm saying the Lakers. If I'm Kawhi Leonard and they suspend me for a year, I'm gonna make. I'm gonna tell them motherfucker like that. I'm gonna be on a warpath. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Bron, stay there. Luka, stay there. We coming to destroy everything moving. That's what I'm gonna be if I'm Kawhi. That's me. I'm gonna be like, everybody stay put. I'm coming back on the warpath.
I ain't going to no fucking.
I can see that. Hold on. I can tell you another team I can see though that y'all ain't gonna talk about.
What?
I can see Philly.
Philly?
Yep.
Oh hell no.
I can see Kawhi doing. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. That nigga, the same shit you said about LeBron, I can see him going over there, and taking that cut. And then guess what? Guess who's over there? The coach, Paul George.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not so sure
LeBron
want to go there, bro.
Let's stop that right now. If Kawhi was to go to Philly, and Joel Embiid is healthy, halfway healthy.
Joel Embiid is never healthy, bro.
No.
What did I tell you about AD back in the day, bro?
Mook, I'm talking about for the playoffs. Hold on, Mook.
Embiid worse.
Never healthy in the playoffs either.
No, but you got to listen to what I'm saying, though. If Kawhi were to go to Philly, they instantly become one of the, if not one of the top 1 or 2 teams in the East.
Nigga, we thought that when Paul George went there.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, we thought that nigga gonna be good when Paul George went there.
No, I didn't. Hold on, but listen. Here's why I'm saying this. Boston fell off. Boston gonna be trash next year.
Yeah, they hurt.
They probably win 40 games. Then you got Orlando still ain't gonna be better than them.
Better than who?
Did Philly with Kawhi? Hell no.
Oh, I thought you shouldn't say better than Boston. Everybody gonna be walking through Boston.
If Kawhi gives you 50 games in a healthy playoffs like he did this last year, Philly will be in the Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion. Because Indiana fell off. They lost a big man. They lost a guard. Indiana was in the finals, bro.
The only way the Philadelphia 76ers make it to the playoff championship is if Embiid missed the first half of the year,
bro,
and come back and play the second half of the year.
Bro,
he can't play a full year, bro.
Hey, listen, hold on.
Yeah,
Kawhi got a couple options. Hold on, Kawhi have a couple options though, where he can fall in a place where Philly makes sense to me. Veteran team, want to win. You know what I'm saying? Still got PG. PG will be, and he'll be energized to have Kawhi with him.
No, that is not gonna work out, bro.
You gotta stay
hold on.
The reason why it's not gonna work out because overall as a team, you're literally gonna.
You got a young guard.
You're literally gonna cap your whole salary cap. Just
that's not true. Hold on, Mook. He's not getting paid the same money. So think about this: you got a young, dynamic point guard.
It's not gonna happen.
And Maxey, listen, what I'm saying to you, Mook. I'm giving you possibilities. The nigga's not gonna sign no $20 million contract per year. If his contract gets voided, Kawhi Leonard is signing like a $10 million a year.
You mean when that contract get voided?
He's signing like a $10 million per year deal because don't know
team in the NBA. If Kawhi
hold on, it's gonna have to be like that, bro. His contract ain't gonna get voided for him to go sign a max deal with somebody else.
That's not how it works. He's not gonna sign a max deal. He's not getting paid role player money. That's not.
You're not hearing me, Mook. You're not hearing me, bro. With his situation, bro, the black eye that's gonna be on him. Those are the type of deals he's gonna get. Teams not gonna fully invest into him. Max deals.
But he's not getting. Okay, listen.
So what team? Hold on, Mook. Let me ask you a question. What team have a max player? Hold on, Mook. What team right now? Hold on. What team have a max slot for Kawhi Leonard right now going to next season? You can't name one.
Hold on. There is teams that got max slots.
Name them. All teams he wouldn't go to.
The Memphis Grizzlies, they got a max slot.
Man, you think Kawhi going to Memphis?
The Miami Heat, they got a max slot.
He definitely ain't going to Miami with Pat Riley.
Oh yeah, he'll love Kawhi fits perfect with the Miami Heat.
Actually, he would not go to Miami, man. All that shit Pat Riley had, man, ain't no way, man.
Man,
like a military.
See,
he hated what happened with him and Pop. He ain't fucking with Pat Riley, no. That ain't happening.
The Lakers, 2026. The Lakers got one.
Hold on, that's a perfect.
The Nets, the Lakers, Detroit, and Washington. Those are the teams.
Hold on. You said the Knicks?
The Nets, the Lakers, Detroit, and Washington.
He definitely ain't going to the Nets. He ain't going to Detroit. He ain't going to Washington. So
Nigga,
the
I
only
just told
thing,
he going to the Lakers. I'm telling you, he gonna ask LeBron to stick
that's what I
around.
say. Hey,
He gonna ask
hey,
Luka to stick there. Luka ain't
Ghost,
going nowhere anyway. And they gonna be
Kawhi
on the
does not
warpath.
like playing with LeBron.
Ghost.
You don't. We
I
don't
really
want to
see
play
it.
with LeBron right
And
now.
listen,
Yeah.
you think it's with LeBron? I think LeBron's not there. Yeah,
Now,
I
if
don't think.
LeBron
I
not
think
Yeah,
there,
he
Bron,
is
yeah,
LeBron's
Bron may
guy.
not even be there. Yeah, Bron may not even be there. But I
Yeah,
mean,
so I
if
would
I'm
put if I put him with
irrelevant
Luka.
if he there or not, dude, they can give him money. The Lakers can give him money, so he gonna be there. If they void his contract this year,
But
make him and suspend
I
him.
don't see the Lakers investing. I don't see the Lakers. I will see the Lakers paying him like 15 million, bro.
hey
I
Kylo,
don't think he
what's
gets no other
hey,
contract.
hold on, let me get Kylo.
I
What
don't
you
think
got on
he.
this?
I'm talking about per year. I'm talking about per year. I don't see him. I see him getting a Dame Dollar contract right now. The Dame guy. I don't see him getting no more of those type of contracts.
Oh shit, we forgot all about
If
Dallas, bro. We forgot all about Dallas.
What about
Dallas
that?
ain't got no money.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna be able to get a lot of money no way. Cause he older
Yeah, I mean,
and he injury prone. Who gonna be trying to pay that man that kind of
that's what
money?
I tried to tell. I tried to tell Mookie this. So that's why I told Mookie Kawhi got options out here. Kawhi can go to any one of these good teams and take them over the hump. Just take your pick.
Oh, he a damn sure help the damn Dallas Mavericks.
Take
Because
your
he
pick.
better because he's better than LeBron. Like you think he better than LeBron? Like,
Yeah, whatever, bro. Come on, cut it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take your pick.
You
But
just
the
be
only thing
happy
is,
that he can get back on the court after this shit. That this nigga right here might be done in the NBA after this.
here's the thing. Here's the thing we didn't
He's
talk
not
about.
done, bro. He's not
Here's the
done.
thing Here's the thing we didn't talk about. If they go hard on the owner and they keep Kawhi with the Clippers, what happens with the team as far as how the team is ran going forward? If they go bring in a new owner, does that new owner
Did you
trade
just tell
Kawhi?
me that Kawhi got more clout than Ballmer? Is that what we saying here?
No, you're not hearing me. I'm talking about if this situation comes down to they give Ballmer the most blame and they push him out as an owner, but Kawhi gets to stay with the team. What happens when a new owner comes in and wants to run it his way? He might not be on the same wavelength as Kawhi. He might trade Kawhi.
I think Ballmer already played his hand. He done pretty much threw his Kawhi under the bus, bro.
I don't see how they can go. I don't. I don't see how they can go forward after this.
That's right. They're not gonna work together no more. He just pretty much threw him under the bus.
Ghost,
I don't
who's
see how
gonna
they can
snitch first? Ghost,
Say what?
who's gonna snitch first?
Oh yeah, they might play them against each other, but really not. It not. Look, they not facing jail time, bro. So they ain't like they can really use that
Bro,
like
they
leverage.
didn't pay no income tax, bro. It's federal, my nigga. They ain't pay no
Income tax.
Yes, you gotta pay taxes.
What the fucking income tax got to do with this?
Dude, that $28 million, did they pay income tax? Yes or no? The taxes.
If he got that's income, yeah, I hope he did pay his taxes. That's income. Any income you get, you pay taxes on.
Well, if it's,
Don't matter how you got it. I mean, whether it's
you think
connect to the team. If it's connected to the team or not, if he got income, he gonna pay taxes on it. I hope his damn bookkeeper got that kind of sense to make sure he pay his taxes, because they lock motherfuckers up for that shit. They ain't playing around on that. But this looks like to be a
Tyler, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think that Kawhi should get any penalty? What's your thoughts on this?
Nah, that's the team fault. The team should get all the fines, in my opinion. To me, the team should get 99% of the fines. Maybe you could find some, but the team should get most of the fines.
Man, let me tell you need to get your ass ready for school tomorrow, bro. If that's your answer,
gosh,
you think they gonna hold on? Did they let Joe Smith walk? Did he?
No. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying that I think the team should. Of course.
But why would they let? Why would they let him walk when he's the focal point of this whole thing? He gets off. Bro, you must be crazy as hell. So you trying to tell me Kawhi didn't know $7 million was slipping into his bank account? He had no idea.
I'm not saying he didn't know.
Okay,
then.
I'm
saying that most of the blame I would put on the team, in my opinion.
What?
I said I'm saying.
I don't understand that. Why would the team take responsibility when they said they had nothing to do with the company Aspiration? They donated to them and wiped their hands of them. Now that Aspiration team went out and did an independent contract with Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That's what the article said. They did an independent contract with Kawhi Leonard. That's why I told you Ballmer sound like he already threw this nigga under the bus and wiped his hands of the situation.
Okay.
He like, man, look, bro, that's his shit over there. That was an independent dealing between Aspiration and Kawhi Leonard. Got nothing to do with the Clippers. That's their formal statement that they made.
Okay. Kawhi might actually be cooked then. I mean, he might get suspended for like a year or two.
I'm thinking he might get a year.
Why would Kawhi get suspended?
Because if you void his contract and then you let him go sign any place else, you ain't penalizing him. If I say, okay, your contract with the Clippers ain't no good.
Wrong, so why would he got them get suspended, Kyler?
What do you mean he didn't do anything wrong?
He didn't do nothing wrong.
He circumvented the salary cap. How did he not do anything wrong?
He didn't know about it.
Mook, I already told you that ain't no defense, bro. You can say that all day long. You go sit in anybody's goddamn courtroom, and you're the primary focal. You're the plaintiff in this case, or defendant in this case. You're not gonna be able to claim I didn't know. You put people in place to know. That's what your lawyer and your accountant are supposed to do. Is know.
Nigga, he didn't know about it. That's the